Senegal. She come back to daddy when I Senegal. Daddy at the general. Half to pay the lawyer just to stay out the federal. Big man pull up like a seminal. Big gold chain on me neck, me and several. Make the girl hyper. Half to settle down. Ginseng roof for the second round. Knock out technical. Rubber man take a gun.
dance now, turn your ass round, let it poke out, let it clap now, go and twerk now, when you fuck around, it's like a workout, when you squat down, oh you bad in it, and they mad in it, put the knees on you, hit you like they painted, and you're so fine, they treat you like you're famous, and I know you hate it, but you know you ain't regular. More like special. And you know I don't sweat you, you know I don't sweat. Coming you over rest, coming you over rest. But I promise I won't treat you like the rest. I won't treat you like the rest.
We don't gotta talk, we can dance right now. Your body got me in a trance right now. You don't even gotta put your drink down. Move your body right now.
Why you stand still? What you say is feel? Give you new additions. Talking Johnny Gill, talking Candy Rain. Give you my candy cane. Talking Novocaine, something that you can feel, but still know it's real. And you know when it's fake, and you know when it's fake. You know when it's cat, and that gown is a cake. And the stars in the race, that's the rest of the rain. But you know you ain't regular. More like special. And you know I don't sweat you, you know I don't sweat. Coming you over rest, coming you over rest. But I promise I won't treat you like the rest. I won't treat you like the rest. No.
Welcome to Disagreeable. I'm disagreeable. This is disagreeable. We are disagreeable. You know what it is. Hold up. We're getting slightly more professional. There's more things I want to do. I'm going to have to get back on the OBS. I'm going to have to get back on the OBS. I'll have to get back on the OBS. But let me go ahead and drop the link early. That's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to drop the link early. We don't want to take too much time on this BS, because I've been thinking more and more about getting into the other show we need to do. So we're gonna get past this, have a good time, laughing at alphas or whatever, and then we'll discuss some other things. But yeah, I got the link dropped early. All right, so yeah, let me set this up. I'm set up already. Don't worry, we're getting into it. This is disagreeable. I'm disagreeable. We are disagreeable. Hit all types of buttons when you come in here. Hit all the buttons when you come in here, bruh. Hold up, we sharing screen. Hold up. Boom. Boom. If you can see what we have here, and we have a bunch of women that they're saying are Colombian. I'm sure they have some Colombian heritage or blood. But for guys who know us over here, and we talk about traveling and talking to women or whatever, you know, we're not passport bros. But we talk about traveling, talking to women or whatever. You need to understand, we're not talking about some chicks that could be in Miami down the street from me right now speaking English. Feel me? What's one of the main rules? Hold up. Because I didn't think I'd have to reference this. I didn't think I'd have to reference this early. You feel me? But you know what? You know, I'm gonna pull up in a second. But you know what the main rules are? If I can understand what you're saying, it's a red flag. It's a red flag. And these are not the Colombians that we're talking about when we're talking about hanging out in Colombia, having a good time with the boys. You feel me? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about women that don't speak no English. Okay? Women that don't know what the hell you're talking about. And that's how we like them. This is not what we're into. You feel me? These are Americans. I don't care if they don't got their green card yet or whatever. They haven't like tricked a simp into marrying them and all that yet. These are Americans. All right, so let's get that clear already. Because I only watched a little bit of this, but we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Let's let this shit go a little bit.
Because you're saying that this conversation is important. I think it is, because a lot of women don't get to hear this perspective. They hear a bunch of hunky-dory woo-woo stuff that you're talking about, and they don't end up with the man that they want because they think men and women are equal.
You
And I'm trying to explain. Hold on, stop.
Okay, this is the first point I'd like to make. Do you think women who are just Colombian, they're just good old Colombian women, that you could speak to them this fast and they're going to understand what the hell you're talking about? No, these are not the Colombians that we're looking for. Okay? Myron. And before we get further into it, because we're about nuance here, and if you haven't seen the other shows, I need to reiterate, talking to women, doesn't matter what country they're from, will get you either unalived, because I'm trying to stay within the parameters a little bit, I might curse, but it's going to get you unalived, or it's going to get you put into the penitentiary in whatever country you're in. You trying to talk and reason with women in 2023, excuse me, in 2023 and beyond, is going to get you put in the penitentiary or put in the casket, bruh. Now, if you can look at Myron right now, he does most of the talking. See, Fresh, he got more life in him. Fresh doesn't talk that much. He just whatever. He just disgusted. He's glad he has nice shoes now and don't gotta smash fat bitches no more. You feel me? Myron is doing all the talking. If you can see around Myron's face and his eyes, he's dying, bro. He looks less alive. He looks messed up. What's up with all these motherfuckers? They get bread and they just start looking like they're dying, dog. You feel me? It's because the women are taking their energy and the hoes are unaffected. Look at the hoes' faces right now. None of these bitches in the room care what he's talking about in the least bit. But let's let it go.
You work on that.
Frank,
is that you're actually going to be honest and you're going to make a point.
I'm talking. Okay, you're a guest on our platform. Okay, so
right.
And I'm addressing your point. Because you're trying to say it's not important or whatever. I think if women listen to what we say, because we've saved a lot of relationships, we've saved a lot of men from killing themselves.
I think it's important because you're able to...
Shut the fuck up. When I'm talking, shut up. You understand? Shut the fuck up. This is not your podcast.
Damn, he's a man. Man, he's in there. He told her to shut the fuck up. Damn, he's the man. She's still talking, though. It's like Friday. She's like Chris Tucker. She's like, yo, when Myron come around, I'll be shutting the fuck up. But when he keep on talking, I keep talking again. Let's go.
Why do you get so triggered?
And if you don't like it, you can leave.
What is the most important human value that you bring to the table in a relationship?
For me?
Yeah. You cannot repeat each other's answer.
Look at the whole yo. Hold up, man. We got time. We got new people in here that don't understand how it goes around here. It is what it is. I gotta pull the list up. I gotta pull the list up. You don't see her giving instructions. Hold on. Because people act like we don't have lists over here and have requirements as men and all that. You feel me? Hold on, I got the list.
Don't worry, I got the list. No, don't worry, I got the list. Boom. Boom. What's this? What's this right here? What's this right here? It's number. Where that? We got mad requirements. We got mad requirements, but here it is. Number 22. Oh, why you should get rid of the bitch. Number 22. She's giving you instructions. She's giving you instructions. All right? This motherfucker's like, I'm running my show. This is my show and all this shit. The bitch is over there running the show, asking the questions, giving parameters of how you can answer the questions and all that shit. And you're like, okay, yeah. How to? Who me? Oh, do you want me to answer the question? Huh? Who me? Huh? What do I bring to the table? Bitch, I bring money to the table. I got a McLaren. I have a McLaren. I'm Myron Gaines. All right. Niggas over here explaining to the hoe. Why didn't you ask her what the box is like? I bet Myron just went out there and explained to bitches. He didn't even try to smash it. Myron didn't smash nothing in Colombia. He didn't even get to see what the Colombian pullback is like. And only real niggas know what I'm talking about when I say pullback. All right, man. I'm sipping on a little C4. Like, I had a little bit left over from the gym. I don't want to get too hype. It's a little too late for this. It's a little too late to be stomping on the ground and shit. But, yeah, let's get back to it. My bad.
Okay. Who do you want to go first then?
You
white
go
guy.
first.
Me.
White. The white guy.
The white guy.
But hold on, let me pull it back so you can see her dominating and taking control of Myron's whole stupid show.
You cannot repeat each other's answers.
You don't like
We're
it, you can leave.
talking. What is the most important human value that you bring to the table in a relationship?
For me?
Yeah. You cannot repeat each other's answer.
Okay. Who do you want to go first then?
You
white
go
guy.
first.
Me.
White. The white guy.
The white guy.
Oh, she a little bit too excited.
What was
The most important human trait that you bring to a relationship. That's what she asked. Here, pass her that mic right there.
I would say protection.
Cool. Next.
Protection?
Cool. The hoe don't care nothing about protection. The white man said protection. For one, the Colombian bitch looked at you and could tell that you can't protect nothing. This ain't America. You don't got your pistol on you, man. It's not America. She looking at you. You can't protect nothing. Them Colombian boys will run down on you, dog. You ain't gonna do nothing for her in Colombia. The Colombian boys will run down on you. All types of motorcycles running up your goddamn back, nigga. Playing with them Colombian boys, talking about you gotta protect the Colombian hoe. Do you see the pretty face on this bitch? Do you see the pretty face on this dominant gladiator? You think you're gonna protect her? Look at this nigga. She can beat his ass. Let's go.
What if he shows up? What if he shows up, nigga? What the fuck?
Hey.
Yo, what if he shows up, bro?
That's so corny.
All right, listen, man. We got weapons and shit, too. There's a lot more than buses. All right, well, we'll figure it out. We'll see what happens. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. We'll put holes in you then. We'll see what happens.
You heard what the white boy said. He's like, he's saying how you're gonna beat his ass or whatever. The white boy right there said, we're gonna put holes in you. Nigga, you're in Colombia. You don't got your gun, dog. Maybe you do got your gun. Myron might be working right now. Maybe he's on his federal shit. He might have his pistol right now. My bad. I'm gonna talk crazy about Myron online and make fun of him, but I'm not running up on him. You feel me? I do want to throw the hands with Myron. I do want to throw the hands. We both live in Miami. You're right down the street from me. We're in the same area. We can go to the gym. We can sign the paperwork and just throw hands. But I'm not running up on Myron. That nigga police.
Come on, man. Where are you two?
Oh, man.
Right.
Okay.
What about you?
Shit. I would say good thing, man.
BBC.
Shout out to Fresh. Shout out to Fresh at least talking to these hoes normal how you should talk to them. She's like, what do you bring to the table? This nigga said good dick. I haven't seen up to this far, yo, so I'm gonna start laughing a lot because it's gonna be funny. He said, look at him. And I don't know if that's a serious face he has right there. He's like, oh shit, she knows that I don't have it. Oh shit, she knows that I can't say what I'm not gonna deliver the goodness that I told her I had. He got a funny face on him, but he kind of looking at the bitch like it is what it is. That's all I got. You should have said money too. Don't be afraid to say you got money.
You said about like
Human value.
I'm kidding. Okay, so I would just say, I would say value-wise, I do bring being consistent, and I think for the most part, I've realized that like.
Yo, let me say something. Yo, shout out to Fresh. Yo, my bad. I'm stomping in the crib. Niggas downstairs are gonna be mad. Even though this is an ill ass condo, this shit's well built, baby. I don't even know if they can hear it. But let me give props to Fresh. Myron is a hoe ass nigga, but shout out to Fresh. Shout out to Fresh. Do you see how the hoes were looking at Myron? Look out now after she said like what you bring to the table, he said good dick. Look how the hoes are into him. This bitch is biting her lips. This bitch is fucking giving him the eye of the tiger. She fucking with him. Even this hoe over here is like, what's up with this nigga? This hoe right here is like, look at this nigga. He said what it was. This bitch is kind of disgusted because she probably dyking. She dyking, but she's still intrigued. She still shut up and gave him respect because he said, bitch, what you bring to the table? Bitch, I bring dick to the table. Shut the fuck up. You feel me? You gotta have more audacity than these hoes. You have to be more boombastic than these hoes. You feel me? All the hoes looking fresh, dead in the face, full attention. After you told the bitch, I bring dick to the table. That's it. Don't ask me no dumb fucking questions. I'm in Colombia, bitch. Like,
if I really care about a girl, I want to make sure that she's happy. But at the same time, like, I'm happy first. But by me being happy.
My bad, he's fucking this shit up. My bad, he's fucking that shit up.
I'm going to be consistent because that means what does she like? What does she want? Once my needs are met, her needs will be met as well.
You just had to say a word.
Huh?
You just had to say a word.
Word?
a word.
You just had to say a word. One word.
He did say a word. He said good dick. That's what he said he brings to the table. You see how this nigga started talking too much and the bitch tried to talk his shit off? And the bitch tried to cut his shit off, you feel me? But he had to keep talking because after he said good dick, you notice all the so-called Colombian bitches in the room were mesmerized. Look at this nigga dead in the face. But as soon as he started talking too much, it fucked it up. You see, when they were all mesmerized looking at him in the beginning, after he said, what do you bring to the table? And Fresh just said, good dick. He should have said, stayed silent and fucking sat in the audacity. Don't try to be, I'm just, because it seems like you just playing when you try to explain later. You're not playing. He should have sat in that audacity. You feel me? Don't say nothing. And then the bitches would have felt uncomfortable because when you don't talk, hoes get nervous. Hoes get nervous when you don't talk. You feel me? He should have sat in that audacity. Then the bitch would have been like, so nothing else? And she would have disqualified her own fucking question. And he could have broke her down with like, bitch, you said one word. I said one word. I bring dick. Now shut up.
Word. Consistency?
Yeah, that's it.
There you go. Now you.
Consistency? There you go. Now you. This fucking bitch directing the place. And just because I said you a baddie, don't get out of line, bitch. For one, I like my pieces with the straight black hair. I don't know what kind of American Costain. I don't know what you got going on right now, but I like my pieces with the straight black hair. You dig? I like him with the straight black hair. And you look a little monkey in the face. Don't ever think I won't bring you down to my level of confidence so I could have you, bitch. Don't ever think I won't bring a bad bitch down to my level so I can dominate her. Feel me? Because all I do is continue to rise. But I'll bring a bitch down. Don't worry about it. And I see a couple homies in the background, but I'm feeling. I'm in the spirit. I feel the spirit of hoeing in the room, and I'm just gonna spit on this sermon for a little bit longer. I'm gonna bring the homies up. Let's go.
Leadership with and guidance.
Now I want to make a comment. As you guys can tell, every dynamic with every human is completely different. You can make your own world with your own rules, and you can be happy as long as you're honest with yourself. So.
See, he's over here letting the whole talk. That's why Fresh and Fist is soft. It's nonsense. If you're going to be in the room with bitches, just dominate the conversation. You can make your own rules and live in your own world. Bitch, we all don't got pussies. We can't do that. If we're talking about Monday in reality, that's not the Nigga Knows the show. But bitch, we don't got pussy. We can't just live in goddamn, oh, I live in the world and I can do whatever I want. You know, I never thought I would get out of Colombia, but then I found a white man and then I created it. I manifested the white man who got me out of here, and I manifested my sugar daddies, and I changed my life. You can live whatever you like. I never knew that I would ever have to stop fucking for $30. I never knew that, and I manifested it in my life. You can be whatever you want to be. Now I'm an American whore. I was a Colombian whore. Oh my God, I did it. Thank you, universe. Thank you, Gaia. Thank you, The Secret. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
This conversation is not very valuable in any way, but it was very entertaining to be part of it. So thank
This conversation was not very valuable in any way. And you know what? I don't want to watch this whole shit because it's nonsense. I don't want to watch this whole shit, but she already been there mad long. I could tell from her demeanor, she's had the same bullshit talking points and attitude the whole time. And this fake guy, or I guess this real alpha, that's what an alpha is today, this goofy motherfucker, Myron, is about to do what he does. As if it means something. She said this conversation didn't mean shit. I'm in here, I got my clout. Niggas, all your fucking simps got to see that I'm a bad bitch. You ran my numbers up. Thank you, you goofy nigga and your goofy fucking hairline nigga. Thank you. I took your energy, I took your life force. I made your blood pressure get higher, and all you did was run my numbers up. You a cornball nigga. Fuck you, Myron. But what she said, she probably gonna say to Fresh, like, you know, Fresh, holla at me. I heard you got dick. I heard you got dick and that's all.
Thank you for having me. And you should come to my podcast.
Look, hold on.
Look at the other bitches. The other bitches aren't as dominated her, but they agree with her. They're like, oh shit, she's talking that shit. But when they see nothing happen to the hoe, we'll see what happens.
That was very disrespectful. To go on to say, oh yeah, this conversation, blah blah. I think a lot of the women took away some tidbits here that they could use in the future, because men rarely, if ever, are honest and speak openly about the male experience, especially when it comes to dealing with the opposite gender. So I mean, I get it.
You're late. Andrew Tate did it first.
I'm sorry.
These hoes don't care. These hoes don't care. She's like, you're late. Andrew Tate did it first. He's gonna explain some shit like, oh, Andrew Tate, I know him. I was saying this before I ever met him. And blah blah blah. No, nigga, these hoes don't care. After she said you're late, nigga, it's already been 3 hours. You can't even do nothing anyways. You already ran the hoes numbers up. Just stop being tough at this point. I would have started asking her about the pussy at this point. I would start asking her what's good with it at this point. I wouldn't have to kick her out. I would have made the bitch so uncomfortable she would have got the fuck up out of there.
You're late.
I'm late? How?
To the conversation.
How so?
A lot of people talk about it.
You said Andrew Tate talked about it first?
You just have to just ask.
You said Andrew Tate talked about it first?
Yeah, or not even that. This has been happening for years. You guys are letting everyone know your needs, correct? That's how.
Oh, you guys are letting it's been going on forever. You guys are letting us know what you like, right? We don't give a fuck like we didn't give a fuck before when you told us what you like, nigga. Don't nobody care what you like. Nobody care what you like, dog. What do you think this is, a like party? What is this, Instagram, nigga? This is real life. We don't care what you like, nigga. This hoe is on your fucking helmet. Pause, dumbass. Myron's a corny ass nigga. It's a fake ass nigga.
How you find someone?
Whose man is this?
Yo. Are you aware that Andrew Tate is a good friend of ours? And
Fresh, yo, Fresh is that nigga. Fresh is funny. This nigga said, whose man's is this?
we've been talking with this about him for years.
Yeah, I've seen your videos together.
Okay. So what do you mean he talked about it for? I don't get your angle.
No one talked about spirituality before you. You're late. You're late to the conversation.
Everyone, I never said that. You're
But you
saying
just
that
said
for
that
me.
we're late because someone else talked about red pill issues before us.
You're saying that you're being useful through talking about these topics. But what if we talked about harmonizing?
You think you're being useful through talking about these topics. This is how I know these niggas don't know hoes. At all. You feel me? They don't know hoes. Because when you know women, and you've dealt with women when they've been in your life and all that shit, you know when to stop talking to a bitch. When a bitch starts doing... Okay, there's two things. It's like the nature of reality, as above, so below, or whatever. You either have to not talk to a bitch or over talk to a bitch. I choose not to talk to a bitch. It's either don't talk to her or talk to her for 5 hours. Because the bitch is going to run out of energy, then you just destroy her. Then you just keep talking and destroy her. You show you can't even beat me in talking. You feel me? But I choose not to talk. When you've been around women and a woman starts going, and talking, and she's looking into the air or closing her eyes and shit when she's speaking to you, she's entered that different dimension. She's entered that different dimension. Stupid bitch season has begun. You feel me? You can't do nothing with that. And I'm just, nigga, let us play a little bit more. My bad, dog.
This dynamic instead of shitting at each other. and slamming each other and just.
Oh, hold up. Let me put this on the screen. Shout out to KB. Shout out to Africa. Hoes only speak when spoken to because women don't have original thoughts. I'm bringing this back on the screen because you hear what she's saying. When a bitch starts telling you concepts and things like that from life and like pretending like she has a philosophy and shit, it's what another nigga told her. These bitches are not sitting pondering, contemplating the universe, figuring out the mathematics of time and space and shit like that, trying to mix that with occult sciences. They're not doing that. They listen to their favorite nigga and say what that nigga says. That's why when a bitch is talking, shut the fuck up, because I don't give a fuck what another nigga told you. You're here to listen to what I say and then tell it to other niggas later. Let's go.
Finding the gray area that works for people and humans, and working for a collective consciousness instead of just being at a war with our genders.
Okay, see, so let me be very honest.
Don't be at war with the gender, collective consciousness, new age. All these fucking taglines from a bitch that's used to being cute and has never had a nigga who's just so mad and angry at life that he don't give a fuck about a cute bitch. You feel me? You gotta be so mad at life sometimes that you want to just destroy and burn things. But I can't get. I'll speak more on that a little later. Let's go.
About this, I get it, you know, the woo woo, hunky dory, kumbaya stuff, but problems don't get solved when you talk in circles like you do and not necessarily addressing problems and issues face to face. That we do on our podcast. We talk about issues, we say what it is, we confront it. You kind of dance around it. Oh no, it's okay. You make your own reality. You make your own world. Listen,
yeah.
we live on planet
Creator
Earth,
of your reality.
and there's
That's
things.
What you are.
See,
you're powerful, and don't let anyone else
this
tell
is ridiculous.
you otherwise.
This is what I'm trying.
Yo, this is ridiculous to you, Myron. How is this ridiculous? How is this ridiculous? Have you never dated a bitch before? Have you never been around bitches before? Have you ever never been in a conversation, come into an epiphany, a deep conversation with one of your niggas in the bar or something like that? You at the lounge, you chopping it up or whatever. You're about to come to epiphany. You guys are having a deep conversation. There might be business. There might be money on the table. And a bitch will just walk up and start talking like this. That's how I know these niggas don't know hoes. They don't know hoes. When a bitch starts talking in the air, just shut the fuck up and let the bitch talk. Let the bitch talk. Because she's not winning, you're losing by getting in competition with the bitch. You feel me? But I'm not trying to teach you niggas nothing, dog. I want everybody to fail and I want all the pussy to be for me. Let's go.
Trying to say when I say women live in a fantasy land a lot of times because of garbage like that. This is the difference. Men must live in a fact-based reality. If I'm a loser, I'm going to suffer for being a loser. Women won't fuck me. My friends won't respect me. I must go out there and produce and be a somebody. Right?
No way. Men have consequences for their actions. No way, bro. No, shout out to Myron Gaines for getting and Fresh and Fit for getting rich off you dumbasses. The niggas are corny, but I'll never hate on the platform because they tapped into the simp economy, which is infinite and limitless. And once you tap into it, you're gonna get money after you die, nigga. You don't get money in other dimensions after you tap into that simp economy.
Women, hold on. Women, on the other hand, lie to each other, give each other comforting lies, say a bunch of bullshit like that. Like, you're special. It's okay. It's your world. You're just living in it. Here's the thing. We literally just told them, this is what men look for.
If you notice, a hoe's holding masculine frame. She's chilling. She's not moving around. This nigga's leaning forward, bouncing around, all this fucking bullshit. If you notice, the hoes... I'm teaching you niggas a lesson right now. I didn't even know I would teach this lesson right now. The hoe is holding masculine frame. This nigga, you can already see he kicks her out. This says in the title. He's going to kick her out thinking he's doing something. It's kind of like when you niggas think you're holding a woman accountable. Like you see your girl doing all types of wild, disrespectful shit in your face. You're like, I'm going to hold her accountable. How you going to do that, bro? I'm going to take away my energy. I'm going to take away my face. I'm going to take away my presence from the bitch. The bitch don't care about your presence. She's 100% out of pocket. She's blowing the fuck up. You're not getting rid of the bitch. She's blowing the fuck up. Just like this nigga's not kicking her off the show. This is called blowing up. This bitch is blowing up right now.
You want a man, you might want to understand what men want to get the man. However, it seems to me, especially from these women, they want a masculine, dominant man, not the guy that you got who's a fucking cuck.
The building point of the conversation is...
Hold on, stop. Because you're saying that this conversation is important. I think it is because a lot of women don't get to hear this perspective. They hear a bunch of hunky-dory, woo-woo stuff that you're talking about, and they don't end up with the man that they want because they think men and women are equal.
You can understand that see how these hoes understand everything he's saying? These are not the Colombians we go and talk to. These are not the Colombians we want. See how we can say weird American things like hunky dory, woo woo, and all this shit, and all the hoes just sit there and understand what he's saying. These aren't Colombian hoes. These are just some fucking Instagram hoes. You feel me? And one dyke right there that wants to punch him. This dyke wants to punch him, but she know that Myron will put 2 shots in her chest and 1 in her head. This nigga's well trained. This nigga's a goddamn police. Let's go.
With yourself. So not until you work on that
Frank,
is that you're actually going to be honest and you're going to make a point.
I'm talking. Okay, you're a guest on our platform. Okay, so and I'm addressing your point because you're trying to say it's not important or whatever. I think if women listen to what we say, because we've saved a lot of relationships, we've saved a lot of men from killing themselves.
I think it's.
You ain't saved shit, nigga. Stop it, dog. Now you talking extra shit like the hoes, just lying to everybody like the hoes. You didn't save nobody, dog. Nothing. Where's your receipts at? Show your work. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. That nigga was doing some bullshit, but at least he did something. You know, feel me? He had receipts. You feel me?
Important
Yo, shut
because
up.
you're able
Shut the fuck up. When I'm talking, shut up. You understand? Shut the fuck up. This is not your podcast.
Why do you get so triggered?
And if you don't like it, you can leave.
Talking.
No.
I'm not yelling.
You see the bitch controlling him? This shit makes me sick, dog. Maybe because you know everybody's been. If you have to evolve in a man and try to understand these shits, but you should understand this shit at some age. This bitch is playing him like a puppet. She's blowing up right now, and she's just playing with him. And the other hoes know she's playing with him. You feel me? He's not gonna do nothing. Like, man, let's let it go.
You're talking when I'm talking. I'm addressing your point.
She knows she's talking while you're talking, nigga. She waits for you to talk. Now you're trying to explain her being rude to you. You're trying to explain a rude bitch being rude to you like she don't fuck. Bitches know what's going on. This bitch don't give a fuck what you talking about, nigga. Corny ass nigga. Where's this nigga from, dog? Fake ass nigga. Nigga, this nigga look like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. This ain't no nigga. Fuck this nigga.
And I'm giving you a response, and then you're just talking.
All right.
Because you're not listening to understand. You're just hearing me to talk. That's the difference. You're saying a bunch of bullshit that don't make fucking sense.
You're just repeating yourself.
And the women here, like I said before, might not necessarily want a soft and timid boyfriend like you got that lets you run around him and have open relations.
You keep calling these Colombian niggas soft. That niggas will run down on you. And these Colombian hoes in the room know that the Colombian guys aren't soft. Because them niggas be slapping the shit out these hoes to keep it 100. To keep it 100. There's a crazy, like I forgot what they call it. Is it femicide or some shit like that? There's a high rate because them niggas are emotional and these bitches are wild. So that's a bad combination. These motherfuckers be putting bitches in barrels and all types of wild shit out there, man. I'm not saying you should ever do that. That's stupid. But Myron calling them soft. These bitches looking at him like, yo, these bitches looking at, yo, these niggas out here be slapping the shit out of us. I can't say nothing to a nigga out here. That's why we over here talking to your American lame ass.
Relationships. A lot of the women here want a dominant masculine man that could tell you to shut the fuck up because clearly your guy doesn't do it. He presented and then he explained that he's a dominant masculine man. They want a dominant masculine man who could tell them to shut the fuck up. Hey girls. They want a dominant masculine man who could tell them to shut the fuck up, right, ladies? Man, this nigga Myron. If you ever come across this, I know you're insecure nigga. You probably be searching your name and shit. You probably gonna see this video. I live right down the street, bro. Right across the front, Bayfront Park. We are literally 3 minutes away from each other. Sign the paper, dog. If you don't like what's going on around here, the gym in Wynwood, we can link up. Sign the paper, nigga. You talk too much, all right?
So
that's
you guys want to be talked like this?
No, it's not about that.
In the future?
I have to assert my dominance on a fucking masculine woman like you right now.
If you have to say that you're asserting your dominance, that means you're getting your ass beat by a woman.
That's what I have to do. And you can get up and leave at this point because you haven't been contributing to the conversation. You try to demean the conversation.
Cornball. Now you over here explaining to the bitch. After you told her to leave, you sit back like that. Like that's it. No, you can leave because you haven't done this because you haven't this. You're giving the bitch out. You giving the bitch out to apologize. If you were really about your shit, you would have said you can get the fuck out and lean back. And if she don't move, I would never address the bitch again. I look over at my security and be like, y'all heard me say get the bitch out of here. You want to get paid? You better put this bitch in all types of headlocks and full Nelsons and goddamn figure fours and get the bitch up out of here.
For 3 hours, so
no,
yes.
You can get up and leave.
Yes, thank you.
Get up and leave.
I've been trying to.
Get up and leave. You know you have been trying to.
It's been a pleasure. You guys.
Thank you. I've been trying to. Like I said earlier, the bitch has been blowing up the whole time. She been trying to cut at you, and she finally cut you to get her moment. Now she going viral off of you. Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, Cornball.
Guys are amazing, and just don't forget.
Turner,
Don't let anyone tell
get up
you
and leave.
otherwise.
Just get up
okay?
and get the fuck out of here.
Bye, Felicia.
Just get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Bye, Felicia.
Coming here with an agenda, saying a bunch
Frank
of
in
nonsense.
Colombia, bro.
Fucking ridiculous.
Legendary.
Get the fuck out of here.
Shout out to her, dog. This bitch is bad. I don't give a fuck what these niggas talking about. Shout out to South American plastic surgery. These bitches are so bad that they just rock the baggy jeans and the booty still be popping. She's sitting right. I don't give a... Myron, you a corn nigga? Myron, you a corn? This bitch is so sexy. All these hoes want to smash her too. This bitch over here looking like, damn, I want to eat this bitch's asshole. And this bitch over here like, damn, I want to make out with this bitch badly. And this dyke's over here looking like, bitch, I got all types of nonsense at my house I can attach to myself and pretend like I'm a man.
Bye.
Thank you for the great content.
Nobody cares.
Door's right there. Just leave. Just leave. Just leave. Just leave. Just leave. Leave. Just leave. Just leave. Just leave. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, even in Colombia, Frank Castle, bro.
You don't want to leave? Just
Oh
like,
my
yo, clown
goodness.
world, bro. Yeah, just leave.
The only person.
Why is she so close to the nigga? Why is she so close to the nigga? This nigga got no. Look at him. Look at him cowering in his chair, dog. This is masculine. This nigga's cowering in his chair with a bitch right next to him. You got security in there. If you don't put this bitch in all types of headlocks and figure fours and goddamn torture racks. Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. We could have watched a longer clip, but I don't care to. I think we got everything we need to get out in that clip. I think we got everything we need to get out in that clip. You feel me? We got a couple people on the panel. I'd like to welcome Young Wavy and Omni to the show. Welcome Young Wavy and Omni to the show.
What's up? What's up?
What up? What up? What up? What up?
Thank you for sending through the monologue and whatever. You feel me?
He was going in.
Yeah, I didn't watch that whole thing because I didn't know what to expect, but I was like, yo, this is so classic. This is classic. You feel me? And all them bitches are ready to go. You saw when the opening came, when Fresh was like, they asked Fresh a question, he was like, all I got is dick for you, baby. That's it.
Fresh knew what was up. That's why I fuck with Fresh, because he's just straight to a box. Like, all that arguing shit, he was there for Myron, fucking goofy ass.
Myron's dying slow. You see around his eyes, he looking like drawn in and weird. You feel me? I don't know. It's either from talking to hoes or doing the rituals or both.
Both, yeah. I mean, that nigga never looks comfortable. Like, he always looked like he got like fear in him. Like I don't know, there's something wrong with him. But who goes to Colombia to argue with hoes anyway? Like, the fuck, we could argue with hoes at home.
Man,
You just go on Clubhouse, bro, and these hoes will argue with themselves.
it's like, I'm kind of like, after
These
reacting
hoes
to this
argue
shit,
with themselves anywhere.
these hoes out of their mind. Like after reacting to this shit or whatever, I'm kind of speechless, man, because it's so typical. It's so typical that it was like I'm like, but it wasn't acted out because I could tell he was really lame. You feel me? You can't act that lame for real. That wasn't a psyop. This nigga is really that lame. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, Myron. See, I know Myron's sexuality has been in question for a while or whatever it is, but like, he doesn't do a good job at least acting like he's like, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, no, I was always raised, you never argue with women because it's just pointless and energy draining. So you don't want to do that anyway. But you over here in Colombia, you paid a ticket or whatever it is, when all in Colombia is to argue with some baddies. Nigga, you should have poured shots and got shit acted. Like why? Like, that doesn't even make sense to me, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, and on top of that, like, you try to assert your dominance on these bitches, like you really are like they're not used to having, like you said, getting smacked up and chopped up and shit. Like, what?
Man, that nigga should have had the agua dente in there halfway into the show. Them hoes would have been out active, you know. And when Colombian bitches twerk, they like to pull the back of their jeans out a little bit, so you know, like a little ass is out. You're like, yo, nigga, what's wrong with this nigga, dog?
So I'm saying, at least Fresh was like, yo, he trying to bring it back to box. Like, he always tries to censor, like, okay, remember this is why we're here, right? And Myron, you know, he's not straight. He's over here trying to argue with the bitch and use statistics, and I save men's lives. Like, bro, like, these bitches don't care. And I wish these red pill dudes would finally understand. Well, they were running the content they did, but they don't care. Like, they don't care. Like, move on to something else, bro.
Yeah, they definitely don't care. But I don't know. The bitches came up off him. It is what it is. I didn't know. I didn't know what to expect, and I just reacted to what it is. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Cause it's only 7 minutes, but it always takes me 2 hours to get through a 7-minute clip. But that went pretty quickly because that was just some fucking nonsense.
Yeah, man, you've been to Colombia. You know how this shit really is. Like, these bitches are definitely Americanized and shit like that. They over here expressing thoughts and opinions and shit, or whatever it is, talking about the magical, whatever the fuck that bitch was talking about. So it's like, you're not even really talking to like real, like, you gotta get them fresh off the boat, like good coke. Like, you can't just be talking to Americanized form, like bitches from other ancestries or whatever the fuck. Like, you gotta go straight to the source. He's over here talking to bitches he could have talked to in Miami or whatever the fuck.
All right. We got 5 people. Should we stay on the same road? I'm hollering my co-host right now. Should we stay on the same road, or should we detour and then come back to this road?
Yeah, the second part, we gotta bring it back to the Japanese shit.
Detour. Oh, you want to detour there? I was gonna take it to some nigga gnosis shit because I want to set up the nigga gnosis channel. You feel me?
Facts. Nah, we can do that. Yeah, fuck all that shit. Yeah, do it.
So yeah, anybody who's random in here doesn't know about the channel and shit. We go all over the place. You feel me? We're definitely gonna end with the hose. We always end with the hose. This is we're box centered over here. You feel me? But we also read books and look into occult shit and all types of weird shit and happenings. So I want to get you guys' opinion on this. I saw this earlier, and it'd be very difficult to fake this because for one, it's on Facebook Live, and everybody's reacting to it as this person's on live. So it's like there's really no way to fake this. You understand what I'm saying? So let's just oh, damn. Hold on. Yeah, we still good, right? Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me pull this up. One second. We got this. Present. Share screen. Boom. And this is in Florida. You feel me? Let me see it. Should I put that on the screen by itself? Yeah, this is in Florida. I know KB pulled up. As soon as the shit got spiritual, KB pulled up. The African roots had that nigga in the building instantly. The ancestors grabbed this nigga by the back of his head and said, "Get on that panel, nigga." They're talking about spirituality and goddamn Akashic records.
Yo, what up?
All right, we gonna play this. I'm not gonna say shit. You guys just watch it at regular speed and then you tell me what you think.
I'm really just out my fucking mind right now. Cause I really think I just saw what the fuck I just saw, like. And just to show y'all that I ain't capping on no screenshot shit or editing no photos and none of that shit. I'm gonna open my fucking back door and show y'all that the picture came from in the back of my fucking yard. Let me see if I can put this picture around.
Why is it blue?
That's the exact motherfucking spot now. That's my backyard. Zoom it in a little piece. This is the exact spot that I just saw.
Okay, first watch. What's your thoughts?
Spirit, interdimensional being type shit. I don't know. That was crazy. That or was just some nigga just creeping and shit.
You thought it was just some nigga creeping? That motherfucker had to be like 12 feet tall or something. Look at the light pole. That's a light pole, my guy. You feel me? So.
Yeah, man, slow that down. Actually, slow it down. Like that was.
No, we're getting into it, bro. Don't worry, I got you. I want one more reaction at full speed. Because when I saw it at full speed the first time, I saw something clearly, and I'm gonna slow it down and see if you guys see it too. So we're gonna see it one more time, and we'll get into it.
That's my backyard. Zoom it in a little piece. This is the exact spot that I just saw.
Oh shit! Okay.
All right. Here's another thing that lets you know that this shit's like very, very unlikely fabricated because it's on Facebook Live. Everybody's reacting. They saw it on the Facebook Live and they chill and keep talking about it. And I don't think this is a good actor. This seems like a regular hood Florida motherfucker that might do a little flocka from time to time. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna take it right here, and I will see if you guys notice what I noticed because this is very strange. We're gonna take it here. We're gonna put this shit, and then we'll get into what this may be or may not be. Yeah, we're gonna hit playback speed, and we'll hit it like slow like that. You know what I'm saying? We'll hit it like that. So let's see. Okay,
Bro.
go ahead.
Definitely something from the other side, some other dimension type shit, or it could be some kind of mutant escape experiment shit.
The thing, I think it's interdimensional or some shit because it seems like it's kind of translucent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
it
also,
did look clear.
I want to know if anybody else notices how it looks directly at this person and then keeps it moving real quick. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Like it looks
Yeah,
directly
but that stop kind of looks sus, bro. I mean, I agree with you with the translucent interdimensional being phasing in and out of reality, but not to keep it all African or or real per se, but in Africa we have this sort of I'd say it's not a theory, but it goes around saying that the mere fact that these interdimensional beings, of course, they're different races and there's different levels to them, but they say the mere fact that they gave us this technology, right? There's a certain spectrum, right, that you can see them on, and I don't think cameras really provide them on that level because there's so many places where I'm from, right? Like so many different states, right? If you visit and you ask different cultures, like where do these people predominantly dwell, and where do you like experience these, spiritual sort of things, as in higher beings phasing in and out of reality, bro. They could show you these things, but here's the thing, bro. They've been trying to capture these things on cameras and stuff, but they can't really get them like that. So I don't know, bro, but it is what it is.
I feel like that might be with intention, you know? Like if you go out there with the intention to see something and it's in the like etheric field or whatever, it can tell that you're there with the intention to see it. It can decide to show itself or not. You know what I'm saying?
I remember when the first time I smoked gas and whatnot. The very first time I thought I seen a deer run through headlights, but it was like it was like that, but it happened so fast. And I didn't know if I was just tripping, but I still remember that shit vividly. I was in the car and I was just looking out the window. And I had just seen some shit moving real fast and shit like that. And I was just like, bro, what the fuck? And I was telling motherfuckers in the car and everything and whatnot. Of course, niggas, I was tripping and shit like that. But that's something I feel like, I don't know. Like I don't know, man.
I feel like it's very, very interesting because I feel like these things are happening more and more here, and they're also being brought to light more and more on purpose. I feel like whoever the people that control government, whatever, they're doing things in a certain way to reveal things, but not reveal things. And also, I want to touch on what KB was talking about because KB, I don't know how things are. I don't know if this is global. I'm sure the system is global, but we live America is a satanic experiment. You feel me? I don't think anywhere else is doing the amount of like rituals and wild shit that's going on here. The road layout is ritualistic. Everything here is built around like ritual magic. You know what I'm saying? And dark shit. So I feel like there's it might be going on everywhere. I don't know. You can go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, because what you just spoke on about things revealing, the government kind of letting some information out there. I think it's what they call soft disclosure, that they're kind of saying it, but they're not saying it, but they're letting you know either way. This is why I feel like we're seeing a lot. We're hearing a lot of talk of UFOs and aliens of all times. You know what I mean? And we know that Project Bluebeam was an experiment or an operation they had planned to do at some point in time. I think they've advanced to the point, or they have gotten to the point where they don't need to do it exactly how they had talked about it back in the day. But either way, right? When we're seeing paranormal activity and unexplained phenomena and shit like that, I think that has a lot to do with the fact that, or the idea that there will be a time. They always, Dr. I think it was Bobby Hammond or Denver Blair, one of the two, spoke of a time where the dimensional realms would like merge together and things would overlap, and you'd have things like jumpers, which are like interdimensional beings that cross from one plane to another at an instance. I think the movie Jumper, I think there was a movie called Jumper that was based on that loosely. I never seen the movie, so I wouldn't know, but that kind of makes me think of that movie for some reason. You feel me? But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of paranormal activity that's going on right now, and I think the government is aware of it, and they're causing it. I mean, we have the CERN operation on all parts of the planet that they're fucking with too. I think that has a lot to do with it. I think that's their way of trying to control it, trying to reverse engineer it. But yeah, I'll leave it at that.
But
Well,
they have you like. Go ahead.
oh, okay, yeah, but I do agree with Wavy, but I will land on this that I think it's kind of not coincidental that the mere fact that AI is exploding like this, and then now they're coming out with this stuff, right? And I think how I would link AI to the sort of, well, I mean, in Africa we know that sort of we like sort of parallelly exist, or like it's sort of like simultaneous, like the dimensions exist in a simultaneous, rigged way. I mean, the phasing in and out, I mean, the thing is, a fourth dimensional being can do that. It's not like a third dimensional being can really, unless we raise our frequency as a whole, but that's a whole nother topic. But my point is, with AI, right, coming out, right, you should check out how AI is, bro. AI doesn't, you like, when you speak to an AI and stuff like that, because it's artificial and stuff, right? It doesn't have sort of agenda. It doesn't have, it's all intelligence, right? And like man, I don't know if.
I
Sorry?
gotta ask you what AI, because everybody's just talking to. They say they're just chatbots, but I think it's beyond that.
Yeah,
It's
beyond
intelligence without souls. Intelligence without
exactly,
souls.
exactly,
It's intelligence
exactly.
without souls, and I think it does. And I like that way we brought up CERN, because that was what I was gonna bring up too, like with the CERN portals and shit like that. I feel like that's ever since that happened. I don't know if y'all heard of this game called I forgot what it was called, but it has an owl on it. The app has an owl on it, and pretty much I played with it a little bit. It gives you random generated
Random
uh
Nautica.
yes, bro. Yes, that shit right there is creepy. That is a creepy app. Like, I am not gonna lie, that app right there, because you can look at pictures of the locations they give you. And I once found a business that has like they have like a really old ass logo, and it's furniture cleaning and whatnot, and like the letters look like blood.
That's where you followed it to.
Bro, I followed it to a business that had this yeah, bro. I was on Discord, and it was when I was in it was when I was admin trading, I think. I did a whole live on it and whatnot one time. And then yeah, I traced it. Yeah, I was given random locations, and then I had zoomed in on the window and found it, and looked up the business and whatnot. And the website is like some old HTML website and shit like that. and they talk about they have like the great, they pretty much can clean up, anything out of carpet and shit like that, and furniture and couches and stuff. Which I put two and two together with how the website design is, because it's all red and stuff like that. Blood.
Yeah. So the blood discussion is like some deep shit to get into.
Well,
But
you need like businesses, you need products to be able to clean up the blood too. Fixers need that, so that's all I had put it to that. But Randomnautica is one of those apps that they said that people have seen like shit like that too.
all right,
So
Yo,
AI, yeah.
real quick, I'll be for gonna say this topic just real fast. Have any of y'all heard of the game, the Illuminati card game?
yeah.
All right, so I don't know if you're familiar with this card, but there was a card, I forgot what it was called, but it basically had the picture of like basically demons flying over Washington and shit like that. And I forgot the description, but it basically said something to like you'll see unexplainable things or creatures or demons or whatever the fuck. It said something to that effect. So, and that game was probably written. I don't know the author of that game is probably more likely a high level Brotherhood member who had the information, blah blah, soft disclosure type shit. But I think that this phase of humanity, or this phase of this part of the game, so to speak, we're gonna be entering that exact time. Because I mean, with that whole alien thing that they were kind of raving about a couple weeks ago, but the backyard people in the backyard and shit like that. I mean, I do believe that was a psyops, because there was like just none of it made sense. But I think that was just a piece of like the soft disclosure. Like they're getting us ready for this shit. Plus, with AI and with holographic technology and augmented reality, what they're pushing with like the Facebook, the Meta shit, and the Apple thing, I think this is kind of leading up to that. So whatever this video is, I'm sure it was some interdimensional shit. But there's still a part of me that believes that they are fucking with. I just can't help but feel there's a connection between CERN, AI, and the dimensional spaces like merging together. I think that's all connected.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but I gotta add this real quick because I can't just put it all with the modern technology that's being revealed to us right now, or whatever. Because it's like a long history from like this long history of so-called cryptids. There's a long history of the like a Skinwalker Ranch with all types of creatures, Mothman, motherfucking Wolfman, all type Wolfmen.
Yeah, we got the Jersey Devil up here, bro. Jersey Devil. That's just like fucking mad old. Like people been seeing that shit.
Yeah, so these things or energies might be in certain places, but you don't know what like thin the veil. And I gotta add something onto the technology shit too. Like I something might happen, but if anything comes and it's like physical-ish at all, that's just white people wilding out with technology you don't know about. That's not gonna be if it's physical and you can understand what's going on, like you can kind of perceive, like you're like it's like personified, like humanified or whatever. Like it's an attack or some shit like that is basic. You know what I'm saying? It might seem crazy, but it's just technology. So I feel like something like that may happen. Go ahead. So KB.
I'm with you on that one, because like when you hear about these, I mean, I agree with Wavy that sort of the merge is sort of happening, but based on like the things that I've heard about elders and stuff, right? They say like the merge has already happened. It's happened way past. It's just that now these sort of interdimensional beings have penetrated this physical realm to such a point whereby they get these hybrids of people, right, in high places to make sort of Earth sort of usable or congestible for them, right? In terms of the raising of technology, artificialness, holographic technology, as you mentioned, all that stuff, right? And that's the thing, bro. One thing that we they always say to us is that these beings are sort of androgynous, and they exist on an intelligent energy, right? And they sort of telepathic. That's why like I think on that video when that guy went out and the thing was just passing by, it could read sort of his brain frequency that okay, this guy is sort of concentrating all his sort of energy, on me. So it felt that sort of frequency. That's why maybe it sort of glitched like that, and these things are telepathic, so they can read your thoughts and they can come into your thoughts and manipulate. There's so many stories of people, they sort of sleeping, they're in a dream state, and they sort of like sleepwalk into these sort of like space time portals, and they disappear for like ever, or they disappear and wake up in a different area, or maybe in a different state, wearing the same clothes, but like 10 years later. So it's kind of yeah. I'll land on that.
Yeah,
Have y'all
I've
heard
heard.
of the? You go ahead,
Go
my
ahead,
bad.
Omni. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, have you guys heard of the Alaskan Triangle?
No, Alaskan Triangle.
Yeah, like they say that about 16,000 people have been missing up in Alaska, up in
Like
that
the Bermuda.
area. Yeah, but Alaska.
Yeah, I mean, I never heard of that one, but I do know of the hypermagnetic fields that are on the Earth, or there are certain there's magnetic fields all over the Earth, obviously, but there are specific places that are like hyper concentrated where it's like it's like the dimensional plane merges and takes things in, shoots things out, type shit.
But I also feel like there's layers to this shit. Meaning like on a mundane level, like the video we just watched, like the person that we're watching, you're like, oh, this is just a regular hood motherfucker telling jokes or whatever. That's on a mundane level, but you never know what bloodline or what levels of spirituality somebody has. You know what I'm saying? Even if they might not be aware. And I feel like these things and events might be attracted to certain people. You feel me? Certain
Yo,
people,
man,
certain.
that's so deep. That is so deep. You accurate. Sorry to cut you off with that. That's one thing that I've noticed also me down here, that they don't happen to sort of like uh I would say regular, so like mundane normies, or people, it's a certain, it happens to a certain uh uh, uh characteristic, or it's yeah. You're bro, like on that point, bro. I 100% agree with you on that, because dude, like, it doesn't happen to anybody regularly, bro. you know um I but go on, I'll explain a story later, but go on.
No, I was basically done right there, but I do want to ask you, what is a cryptid or a legendary creature from South Africa?
um I don't know. Okay, I'll just use the stuff that's already out there. This is like sort of like the children of the Rephaim, which is the children of the reptile, which is sort of like Chitauri. We call them Dinoha, which is obviously sort of like a reptile. But I'd say I'd land on this. These being sort of a tripartite race, so they sort of different. There's non-human angels. There's reptiles. There's the Nephilim. And the story is that they sort of had the sort of like a spiritual war. And after that war, they sort of signed these treaties, these binding treaties that made them sort of like mix blood and sort of come up with creatures like us as in humans, you know, um, to keep that sort of treaty, or that marriage in line and sacred.
How do you spell Rephraim?
Oh man, I can't refer him. Let me type it in the private chat.
All right, cool. I was looking it up. I was like, interesting things are popping up, so I can keep bringing some things on the screen. But yeah, I did want to ask this is a question I want to ask the entire panel before we dive into something else. What is the wildest spiritual experience that you've had, or extraordinary or paranormal experience that you had?
I have a few, nothing super crazy, but I've astral projected through meditation one time. Um, I have I mean, as far as like paranormal activity outside of myself, uh, I did feel a strong sense of magnetism in my body one time when I woke up. Now I don't know if this was a dream. The acid shit was definitely not a dream. So I was like legit meditating and shit. Um, and like I was fucking. But anyway, the electromagnetic shit. Like I woke up one night and I felt like my body like I felt heavy and like a weird sensation in my body. And I noticed that like the first thing I grabbed on, because I had this horrible habit of sleeping with my phone sometimes. Because I'd be falling asleep listening to like podcasts and shit like that. So the first thing I could feel was like my phone, and like my hand felt heavy on it. Like I had it kind of close to me, and like I grabbed onto it, and I couldn't like it was almost like I couldn't let go of it. I'm some 100% certain it wasn't a dream, because like I know when I'm dreaming when I'm not dreaming. But that was weird as shit. I don't know if you call that paranormal or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna question it. Yo, Omni, you got one?
Let me see. Well, I did see I seen when I was living in Buckhead, Atlanta and whatnot. I seen it, and I had recorded it too. It was like a blue light and whatnot that was in the sky, and it was there for like probably like 20 minutes and whatnot. But like I literally seen it. I had told the girl I was with at the time about it and whatnot. We had both looked at it. I zoomed in and it started spacing out. And so I actually someone had sent me some footage that someone else recorded and whatnot somewhere across the country and whatnot. And it was like the same thing when they zoomed in, the light just like haloed out and whatnot. And so it was actually like helicopters and stuff like that flying under it for a minute and whatnot. And
Did
like,
did they have their lights on?
yeah.
The helicopters were they had their flashes on?
Well, not light, not those. Like, yo, they had
Like the strobe. Every plane supposed to have
yeah,
a
the
strobe.
strobe. Yeah, they all had the strobe. Those had the strobe, but not that blue light. The blue light was literally like just a blue light, bro. Like I don't know what the fuck that shit was.
I know, because that's how you can usually
It was
tell.
like a
Like if you see some weird shit in the sky, that's the first thing you should look for to see if there's like a strobe or a flash on it, like that's consistent. Because it can usually tell
yeah.
you that's just a plane or something. But I've had like a similar crazy. I have mad experiences.
Yeah, but yeah, I had that deer one, like I said earlier when I first woke, that was pretty different. So I swear that was a freaking deer or something, or like some type of animal or something on four legs, because it was like, but it pretty much like, and like I felt like it ran around the car, like it was weird, very weird. So yeah,
I
that's
don't,
what
e-
I got.
I don't even got to ask KB because this nigga's in Africa.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Just to, I don't want to go all conspiracy and pseudo, because I know how Americans are, But I will land on this that
Wait, whoa, slow down, bro. What do you mean by that?
like, of course, I mean, like, I would say I spoke to Avi about this once, and he mentioned that. Look, and you just mentioned it, like the mere fact that uh we call it Baal, or sort of like satanic, you know,
Yeah.
uh, ritual Luciferian energies that are going on in the States. So the way it is, it's meant to keep you guys sort of on a lower vibrational frequency in terms of people can't really tap into their soul energy per se, and I mean, people are sort of like being kept in servitude in terms of zombification, and their thoughts, controlled per se. Because I mean, the mere fact that you only even like predominantly, it's only like five or three languages That's sort of it's an indication that the government is sort of pushing out um, sort of these orders of controlling people's minds and how they think, and language is another way of doing that. You know, okay, but yeah, that's a whole nother different topic. And that's one thing that I've noticed that um, you know, like the mere fact that I speak like multiple languages over like 15 and stuff like that, I can link so many different cultures and so many different stories. Like I was just talking to you about the 100,000-year-old giant wall about the Rephilim, right? I heard that. I did not even hear that down here in South Africa. I had to go out into a different country to hear about that. Talking about rhinos and elephants and giraffes being sort of these giant beings existing, at that point in time in an old ancient world. And this is this is gonna sound pseudo as fuck, but this is sort of linked to height or tallness. You're getting these people that are 7 feet tall, 8 feet tall, 9 feet tall. This is saying these people are coming from this certain a mixture of blood or a race of these bifurcated or divided higher beings per se. So, but I would say the most spiritual encounter that I had, I'd say it's two. Once I astral projected, and then of course the weird thing I found about astral projection that I you know distinctly remember that when I did it twice, um the mere fact that like I only did it like in daytime, you know, like that's kind of weird. And when I did it in daytime, um, the weird part about that was that there was no one around to witness that, and it was so weird because it was once when I was young and I was, like sort of like alone at home, and then the second time I was in an office and it was weird because everybody went out for lunch, and I had this sort of projection thing happen to me. Don't want to dive, quickly. I don't want to dive deep into that, but
So it happened to you. It wasn't like intentional.
yeah, it wasn't like I wasn't in control because when I dream, I'm mostly lucid. I do have some sort of control. This some sort of control over my dreams because you can only I feel like you can only attain this through like years of sort of like deep meditation, because like to go into that transcendental mental state, it's sort of difficult um to just attain. It's not like something that it's not like math or something like that you can um you know um practice or have naturally. It's something that you sort of have to like really dedicate years to that shit to in order to understand it, because
Yeah,
it's not really easy to control your dreams. You can easily get overwhelmed by a Colombian chick, seeing in your dream, some shit like that. um but I will
the only
land on this.
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, but I will land on this. The second, I'd say the second most spiritual encounter that I had, bro, was with the shaman, right? Oh my days, bro. Okay, but here's the thing. This is gonna sound pseudo. I'll put out this disclaimer that it's gonna sound pseudo, but
Yo,
I was not.
nothing sounds. No, we're gonna get into the Nigga Nosa show, and you'll understand what's going on. But Wavy, I don't know well. Halo, I know very well. Omni, I know well. Nothing you're saying sounds pseudo. I guess I can say that the American population is dumb as shit. They don't know what they're talking about. But nothing you're talking about sounds pseudo. It's all connecting to things that I study already. Like when you're talking about the tall people, the giants, large animals. I was gonna ask you if you have heard of the concept of the vapor canopy.
Vapor canopy. Uh, Maybe I've probably heard about it, but the mere fact that it's been changed into the vapor canopy, but you'll have to like extrapolate further on that, and then I'll be like, oh, I know what you're talking about. But
Yeah,
I
I'm sure
was
there's
hoping,
different. I'm sure there's different names for it, but it's just like the time. There was this time when the atmosphere was different. You feel me?
yeah,
So
oh yeah, 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 yeah,
yes, yeah.
yeah.
So you know already. We don't got to go down that road. Go ahead.
Yeah, but just to land on the second most spiritual encounter that I had, dude, like I was with the shaman, right? And then he gave me like the sort of like a plant, and it's sort of like interlinked. It's sort of like linked with I'd say ayahuasca per se or DMT, but this guy was he was sort of like saying he's gonna guide me into these higher realms, right? So we can get to speak to these higher sort of interdimensional beings, right? Um, at first I was scared because I was like in the back of my mind I was like, oh shit, what did I have? What did I have? Why did my curiosity have to lead me to me sort of being, my body being sort of captured, or my soul sort of being. I thought I was sort of like selling my soul at that point in time, you know, and I was approaching it wrongly in a fear-based mongering, ideology. And then like I don't know, so all of a sudden I was like, you know what, bro? Because I'm a good person and I have good intentions and I've been doing good all my life, it is what it is. I'm just gonna give up, you know. Um, it is what it is. But here's the thing, right? So this guy, he's guiding me, or he's saying he's guiding me, he's, chanting all these crazy stuff. Let me not say it's crazy stuff because Americans be like, okay, yeah, yeah, But he was chanting all
Bro,
these sort of
it's not like that.
hinting. Yeah, okay. But he was chanting all these sort of magical incantations, So he's chanting, well, I could translate it, and he's telling, he's he's calling all these like sort of above names and all these stuff, right? And we get to the sort of realm, a jump, like it's sort of like a jump, bro. Like it's sort of like a dream. I don't know. It is a dream because it's in the imaginative realm, and it's sort of timeless in there. So you can tap into sort of a frequency of time and see a different world, right?
Mhm.
And it was these sort of it's sort of like a phased out world where these sort of interdimensional higher beings, or what you'd call the Rephaim or the Nephilim, operating, right? And sort of like it wasn't like a spaceship, but it was sort of like, like how they'd show these. This is what I'm saying, bro. Hollywood is occultic as fuck, because how they show these Star Trek spaceships and what's happening is exactly sort of how I saw this world, because there you had like shit like politics, the legal system, religion, classes, upper classes and lower classes of these racial beings, different racial beings, a religion in terms of the inner mysteries and outer mysteries, because they had like symbols on the clothing that they were wearing, and they had different colors to distinct one another. They had like the sort of like I'd say a legal system in terms of like the higher and more civil courts, and that and like politics and shit, because like there's certain places where I was, like I wanted to go into, but I couldn't, it was weird. Like I was sort of being guided through by this guy, this shaman. He was telling me like, no, we can't go in here. We can go in here. And what I saw in that sort of experience is that there was this sort of being, like imagine a laser beam, right? Um, being like sort of shot between that world and this world. And this guy is telling me that this is sort of how we came into um this world, is through this beam. And I'm telling him, okay, if this beam is sort of vacuumous in terms of it only sucks soul energy, right? Is like my sort of DNA sort of imprint is going to be left on this beam in terms of now, like is my soul already sold, you know? And he's like, no, this is a technology that um it's not yet it's not yet developed on Earth, but it is coming, you know. I don't know if you know the movie Astral City. It's sort of in Spanish or Portuguese. Oh, it's in Portuguese. No Solar. It's actually showing that shit, like in terms of uh they show you there that the the earth is flat and all that stuff, but they show you that there are people or kids in sort of these souls in like sort of higher 4D, fourth dimensional, fourth dimensional, six dimensions, whatever dimension, right? These sort of higher dimensions. There are kids that are there or souls that are there that have sort of this technology, like laptops, right? The basic example, they use the laptop as like a sort of an example for that, because that movie was released in like '09, right? But they had these sort of laptops that we have now, right? And he was saying, look, man, it's only a certain soul or certain beings that could give you this sort of technology, but I will land on that because I feel like now I'm going on and I'm going on a rant, yeah.
No, it's very interesting. Like these kind of experiences very hard to explain, and that's making me think about like this made me think about an experience I had. I just want to let you know, like none of this shit sounds. You're talking to the wrong motherfuckers. None of that shit sounds pseudo to me. Like you really what you told me right now is very interesting. But it's not like a crazy out of the realm of like belief for me at all. Like I've experienced crazy ass shit, and what you were just saying right now made me think about like when I was practicing. I was meditating and I was practicing like lucid dreaming, heavy different techniques, visualization techniques. This is like during a time in my life when I was taking psilocybin every day for almost 9 months, maybe a year, almost 9 months, but maybe a year. So, so one day, this is just during the time. So one day I'm like chilling on my couch in my house. Have you ever been like so tired that your TV's too loud and you don't even want to get up to turn it off? It's annoying to you, but you're so tired, but you don't even get up to turn that shit down or whatever. I was that type of tired, and I thought I was dreaming, but I was in a place and I was like looking out of my eyes. It wasn't like I was watching a movie. It's like I was looking out of my eyes. I'm walking with a bunch of people, and we're all like dressed in like robes, and I'm looking at the hillside. It's like looks like very like simple housing, but I didn't feel like this wasn't technological at all. I still feel like we still had technology for some reason. I can't really put my finger on it, but we're all walking. All we're doing is walking, and I'm looking at myself like I see I have like a kind of gown type of like African Arab type shit on, and I have like a shawl over my shoulders, and I walk with a bunch of people, and for some reason the shit just starts feeling way too serious. I'm like, oh, this shit's too serious. Like I don't know what's going on, and I'm like, I want to get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. If you ever had like a DMT experience when you want to get out of it or come back to yourself, or like a changa, not really a changa experience, but more of a pure DMT experience, you can kind of come back to your body. You can kind of say to yourself like, I want to go back to my body now. You can kind of like back out of this realm. You know what I'm saying? So that's the feeling I had. So I kind of sit up a little bit, still tired, like weirdly tired, like a strange tired. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I was like, yo, that shit didn't feel like a dream. So I sit back, and I'm like, damn, how do I go back there? So I'm like, how do you go back somewhere that you didn't try to go when you don't know where it is? It's a very strange thing, you know what I'm saying? So like I just sit back and I'm like, my eyes are closed, and I just start thinking like I was like being like my mind was just open. I was like come to me, come to me, come to me, or some shit I was thinking. And I started to see my eyes are closed, but I started seeing like dark clouds, like kind of swirling dark clouds, and then boom, I'm back in this place. I'm walking. And I'm just looking. I'm like, oh shit! I'm just walking. I'm looking around. We're all still walking. It's like nothing stopped. It's like we're further ahead. You know what I'm saying? We're all just walking. And then again, this feeling came over me again. Like this shit's too serious. Like I don't want to be here. I can't put my finger on. I'm like, it wasn't sad like a funeral. It wasn't sad like a funeral, but it was something that just felt intense to me. Even though there was nothing intense about it. We were just walking. Then boom, I came back. And I did the same thing one more time, like very briefly. So that makes me think about what you were talking about, being in these like parallel dimensions that are like very close to each other, and they have all these whole governments and systems and shit like that. It's just like they say in like the Quran about the jinn and shit like that. They say they have children, family, laws, structure. They say they have all that shit. So I don't know. It just made me think about that. But Halo's been here chilling. He hasn't said anything. I don't know if he's working or not. But if you want to add to this, Halo.
I've just been listening, man. I've been refreshed by these stories. Been refreshed to hear people's experience in the multiverse. Hearing you talk about some of the stuff you've seen, my mind instantly went back to a classic of yours, and we ain't got to go into it, but the Gleep Glops.
Which one?
The Gleep Glops. I'm talking about SoundCloud days. Adventures in the Multiverse.
Oh, Adventures in so damn. I didn't even know you listened to those shits before. Yeah.
Bro, I listened to all that shit.
Damn, I forgot what stories I told on that shit. I told
We told some shit. But it was it was in an era when I was kind of going into similar dimensions, and that's when I really started fucking with you, pause, because it was like we were both kind of on the same type time, and I didn't really know that many people, doing that type of shit. I felt camaraderie just through your stories.
Yeah, I feel you. But the story you said I told is like, was it about a DM, my first DMT experience?
Yeah, you had your boy over, and it was like he's coming back.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's too long to tell right now. We could definitely get into another show and like get into that at a different time. But
yeah,
you can add something to you can add a story if you want, or we can go in.
Yeah, I can. I mean, I had some real mythical box one time, and
damn, he's bringing it back to box. I like it.
This nigga said mythical box.
I had some mythical box one time, man, and I was injected. I was injected into like a bardo round, and I found myself on a rocky beach, and somehow I was able to safeguard a newly deceased mermaid from a wicked force in heavenly realms, and we actually caught it on camera.
Is that what you made that music video? Like, had to do with that?
We caught it on camera. It's called Patience. It's on camera.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that video.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Wait, Halo. Do you know anything about the Mami Water priestesses?
I just know about Halo, man. Halo has been one of the most transcendental, pan-dimensional vehicles of my psyche.
I think
So he is high as him.
He untranscended, bro.
KB, put that in the private chat. What you just said.
Yeah, put that in there though. I'm curious. I want to know more.
Yeah. There's a book on that, bro. There's a book on that like what you saw in terms of these mermaids.
Oh really?
Right?
Oh really?
Yeah.
Please explain. Please explain.
Man, like I mean, I don't wanna lie, like what we tapping into the door that we are knocking, I'm 100% down. This is the type of like nigga gnosis stuff that I'm on. But the mere fact that this is sort of like ancient African spiritual stories. I'm very careful on what I have to put out there, because they'd be like, oh, it's African voodoo, it's just African philosophies,
You have no idea who you're talking to.
Okay, I do get the sense that you are good people, and you are open-minded people, and you're not gonna sort of like.
You might have to show him. I don't think he really even understands.
It's gonna take more It's gonna take more conversations now. And I know what Halo's talking about, but it's gonna take more conversation. But I also feel what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But and that's good that you're saying that, because this is not the average or mundane that's going on right now. But you can go ahead. What were you saying about like safeguarding the stories or whatever?
Yeah, KB, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just typing some stuff in the private chat.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so
well, that sounds interesting. I mean, I'm very fascinated by the alignment here.
Yeah, I mean, there's when you talk about the mermaid, bro, yo man, there's a very ancient story about um, water sort of being a signifier of us sort of concurrently or simultaneously existing with different dimensions. They used
Beautiful.
sort of
Mm-hmm.
the ocean and like a signifier of that, and sort of these or sort of mermaids, or they'd call them mummy water priestesses, right? Here's the thing that's really intriguing about these stories, that mostly the people that they visit are of sort of a masculine, um, energy, or a sort of a masculine sex in terms of the humans, right? But they do visit a certain number of women. There's so many stories about women that live around oceans and stuff that um, they even do offerings, like send food, like set up altars, send food out in the ocean for women that, like, there's a woman that I know, right? That she's like, 60, 62, 61, right? She's been having sex for multiple times, but she could not even conceive of a child, right? But she
Mm.
had this sort of spiritual encounter with a mermaid, which is a mummy water priestess, and she sort of um, well, the people say that they can physically see this, but um, the the sort of shaman that I saw is that he told me that, look, man, most, or I'd say Momiota priestesses are sort of like what we were talking about, the seraphim and the cherubim and the rephilim. They sort of exist in telepathic interdimensional frequency, in terms of they visit you in a dream state, so they sort of like co-opt your body, hijack your consciousness, and put you in a dream state whereby they can communicate with you on that level, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this woman had that encounter with this sort of priestess, and this priestess told her that, look, man, you have to do these certain number of things in order for you to get rid of your karmic debt, and then you can be ready to bring in a certain soul in on Earth. But they gave her a date. What really stood out is
Whoa,
that they
that's
gave her a
wild.
date,
Mm.
a certain date in a year, to like sort of have this sexual encounter. And then this priestess told her that then you can have this certain type of soul to bring into the world. And here's the
Whoa.
thing, bro. This kid is a genius, bro. Like, no cap. This kid is he's reading algebra at, like, 10, 12, bro. He's sort of like, those geniuses, bro. It's sort of crazy. Sort of crazy.
Disagree, but
But yeah.
thank you for encouraging me to let this breathe. Yes, please continue.
I know, man.
No,
Because I feel like
you,
I'm going on a rant and I'm going all over the place. And I feel like I'm probably not articulate enough about it.
no,
So
No, you said a
I'd
lot.
like.
You said a lot. You said a lot.
no,
Thank you for sharing.
no, this is a good primer for the nigga notices that's gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? So we're getting
Mm-hmm.
into the vibe. We see how this is really gonna go. Where how deep it's gonna go. Like, this is very surface. We haven't gone anywhere yet. You know what I'm saying? Because this is very long format conversations that are gonna need to be had. But yeah. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we'll do. See if everybody's with it. For one, I want everybody to look at the screen and see. Like, I want to ask you, if you never seen a witch coven, satanic child trafficking cult, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Look at this kid. You see that kid? How he's looking?
Like he's seen a ghost or a demon.
Okay, this is not even like a regular person. Do you know if this is a man or a woman or a human or what? I'm not making fun of this thing or person at all. I'm saying what it is. If you have the eyes to see, you can see this shit is not normal shit right here. You know what I'm saying? And look at the combination of people here. Look at their faces and look at their eyes. Look at what's going on. This is some weird ritualistic shit going on right in your face. Look at the kid. He's like zoned out. He's zombied out. Look at him, blinking all weird and shit. She tries to talk to him. They don't know how to react. Look at them. Look at these weirdos.
Just remind me
That
that
boy,
Get Out
Bro,
scene.
look at these people's faces. These are witches, dog. Black ones too. Yes, nigga witches. Nigga
bro.
witch. That nigga zesty too. That nigga zesty. This is probably a dude. This is probably a dude. You feel me? Nigga, this shit is real. You know why this one's looking all, why this kid's looking like this at the camera? This one's looking all creepy because this one's next up in line in the cults and all that shit. This one putting in work. This one's
Already.
gonna be. You feel me?
I
This
don't.
one's
I don't
putting
think it's just real quick. I don't think it's a coincidence that the lady that's has her hand on the kid has a she's wearing red. She's got a red top, red wig or whatever it is. But yeah, I just have to point that out. That's not on purpose. That's intentional.
Yeah, it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence at all. I'm saying I've never seen this all before. I was looking for something else, and this is just odd when I pulled it up. As soon as I saw it, like this is not people. That's not people, dog. So if you have the eyes to see, you'd understand. But here's what we're gonna do. All right, I gotta take a piss, so I'm gonna run a quick commercial. We're gonna come back. We're gonna look at we're gonna check out a concept about the nature of reality, and then we're gonna chop it up about the nature of reality until I'm too tired to do this shit anymore. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, and that's what that's what we're gonna go. That's what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna run this quick commercial. We'll be right back. Let's go. All right, we back. Short commercial break. Sorry, people. I know you don't like it, but you're gonna have to be forced to listen to my beats. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, you got.
Oh, you made those? You made those beats? Oh, that's crazy, bro.
Yo, bro, those are fire. No cap.
I like that sample you did with the R&B shit.
Yeah, thanks, yo. Made that shit the other day.
Yo, I got a question. I got a question for Halo. If you can hear
What's
me.
good, bro? What's up?
Yeah. Are you familiar with the the religious iconography with the halo when it comes to like cytological stuff when it comes to like the marker of the Orpheum wheels in terms of the O and like the occult in terms of the O symbol, the serpent sort of being in a circle eating itself.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not talking to. Okay. Now I know who like the type of people that I'm talking to. I just wanted to land on that. All right.
Okay, bet.
Nigga,
disagreeable.
You just said some regular shit, dog. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I posted this in the private chat, but I just wanted to pick your mind on that. Do you know about the Masonic fresco in terms of the Euclid and the Pythagorean, you know, ideologies and the shift in them. Like when they show them, they show Euclid and Pythagoras in that Messianic fresco, and it's the pillars in terms of showing the different ages and the different shifts in between the ages. And they're showing these sort of altars and standing beside them, and it's sort of like a fire burning. The double pillars signifying that. Have you seen that? Do you know about that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's kind of like, but that's like translated a lot of different ways. So I know what you're talking about. But it's kind of like you ever heard of the twin pillars of Janus, the two faces of Janus?
The twin, is it two faces of Janus? Nah. But I've heard about two-faced people and two-faced. Yeah, I've heard about those mysteries and mythologies.
But you'll see the pillars over and again. You'll see like the Joaquin and Boaz. You'll see the two faces of Janus, and it's about like you could say like transformation, but it's or a transference. Maybe that's a better word, transference.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely know what you're talking about. Let me bring Halo back in here. He fell out. Yo, Halo.
Yo.
You were saying something?
Nah, I was just like in the chat and got out of here on accident. I'm appreciating the stuff KB bringing to the table, though, man. Yeah, it's been cool.
Hell yeah, it's a different perspective because Halo knows me. Halo knows me. Wavy, we've been talking a bit, and Omni been around long enough to know what the fuck is up. He's hearing me talk all types of wild shit. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get more into knowing each other, but this is very surface level right now. Like when I speak to people, and let me be frank or whatever. There's nothing when we talk about the hoes, the box, and I'm sorry to say it, but the box is important, but there's nothing more important than these conversations. There's nothing more important than coming to epiphany and understanding and gathering light. And that only comes through doing alchemy. How do you do alchemy? We just sit here together and we throw our ideas, which could be shit. It could be lead. Our ideas could be lead. But we keep throwing them in there and mixing them together, and out of nowhere, we get epiphany and understanding. We make alchemical gold. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing. That's what it leads to. And you don't even need to be a genius to do this shit. All you have to do is be honest and open and fucking pure-hearted and not have an agenda. And when you do that, you come to understanding from every single direction, as above, so below. You can go all the way out or go all the way in. You end up at the same place, understanding. But I digress.
Bro, I do feel called to share something. I know, as you know, I live in Washington State, and there have been numerous accounts of encounters with Sasquatch type of species out here. When you were showing that video, it actually matches some of the reports I've gotten back from people I know personally. Well, I'm thinking of a woman in particular who had no reason to lie to me. This woman she's not the type, you know what I mean, to go into some narrative that ain't true. And I felt the emotion in her spirit when she told me of the 2 to 3 encounters she's had with the species out on the Olympic Peninsula near the Olympic National Park. If you look at the state of Washington, there's a peninsula on the left side, and encountering the Bigfoot-like species out there is a common occurrence for people who actually live out there. And they say these entities can like warp time.
Exactly.
Like when you
I was gonna ask you on what level was the interaction, because you know they're interdimensional and all types of shit. So
she's in the middle of the road. One stops in front of her car, stares in the car. They lock eyes. She says it feels like one of the scariest things she's ever experienced in her life. Like it just did not feel right. And then all of a sudden she's like 5 miles up the road, type shit. And her husband's driving.
You ever heard about the idea that the Sasquatch are actually like I don't know, the gatekeepers are kind of in control of the realm, or they're slipping in and out of the realms, and they're kind of like pimping the other shits. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Like
it's for real.
they kind of send
I
the other
believe
shits
it.
to fuck with you. Like they kind of control the Wolfman on some level. You know what I'm saying? Like all
Yeah.
it's a weird thing. It's some weird shit to get into. You know what I'm saying? But
They're highly intelligent too. Highly intelligent.
yeah, I've heard that. I've heard of. I've looked in trust me, I looked deep into all different types of encounters. You know, and it's like sometimes you can hear somebody speak online or some shit like that, and you'll be like, all right, they sound genuine or whatever. So that's just interesting things for me to hear. These are the type of conversations I like to have and hear, because from somebody who I could talk to them for a minute, really gauge their emotion when they speak, how they come across, and then we can
Right.
have deeper conversations, and I could be like, all right, this is a first hand account. I don't need the pageantry or all that shit. All I need is somebody to tell me what they actually experienced. Don't put any sauce on it. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up. Yep.
Yeah, funny you say that. If I could just land on what you were saying when you were like, you don't really need to be intelligent in order to be like that. At that, when you said that, bro, I started thinking about Plato, bro, and how uh, um he said that. I wouldn't say he because like these Greek guys or philosophical guys are sort of mystical in terms of how Euclid encodes human knowledge. Pythagoras is sort of teaching a denotation of certain the seraphim, which is like a certain you know um, interdimensional or yeah, whatever. But I don't really think Plato was a person, but I think it was sort of like a teaching on ancient mystery. But in one of those teachings or his teachings, he distinctly said that even a genius doesn't have to be on this level. You could be the dumbest motherfucker. The mere fact that you have sort of a righteous or good intention, you can slip into the unfazed reality because this is based on this like sort of concept or theory that we only seeing 1% of reality, and 99% of what we call reality or unseen reality is what's actually making up this 1%, and what's actually guarding this 1% and bringing it into existence, which is like sort of coming back from the Big Bang Theory and all that bullshit that they push. But yeah, bro, I think when you said that, like it really hit me because like when I travel across Africa and stuff, right? I mean, you get these shamans and these type of different people that you have these encounters. And I mean, I mean, in terms of, literature, writing and understanding symbols and stuff like that, you wouldn't say that they're highly intelligent or they're intellectual. But the mere fact that they can have these sort of very spiritual experiences without being, sort of encoded in terms of having to know symbology, gematria and all that, like writing and all that stuff. It kind of resonated with me deeply because there's people that I've had. I mean, I my older cousins are like accountants and all that stuff, right? But when I talk to them, it's sort of like these dull, mundane conversations about women, cars, material, like the 1% of the seeable spectrum, right? Which, I mean, as a person that you've had a spiritual encounter, you know, I think once you've reached something that high, coming back down into reality is really, it's not that it's difficult, but I don't know how to explain it, but it's difficult to be enticed or be sort of fully immersed by the material world in terms of dedicating all your energy into it because of having these sort of unseen, being into the unseen or the 99% of the unseen spiritual world, as you said, alchemy, performing alchemy on that level is more intriguing than performing alchemy here. But as you said, as above, so below. It's sort of, if you are performing alchemy on that level, in a way, you are performing it down here. But yeah, I don't want to digress, but I, what you said was really deep, though.
Let me add. It's like, how do you know that? Like you said, you projected. You see these other people living their realities or whatever. How do we know where they're? Let me just give this example, without telling the whole story. I remember I had like a psychedelic experience, and like there was a split moment when I was like coming out of the experience where this is a very difficult concept to put across, but I think you'll understand. It was like I heard somebody else's thinking. I heard somebody else thinking. I didn't that if that makes any sense. I heard how you usually hear your internal dialogue. I heard somebody else having like internal dialogue, but I could hear it. You understand what I'm saying? And this being was like talking to his homies, saying, "Oh shit!" Like this is how I perceived it. Maybe he was talking like this, but this is how I translated. He was like, "Oh shit, yo, I did this shit. I was on this place. I was this guy. They said I was like black and shit. I could work out and get bigger and shit. I could eat and get smaller. Like people were replicating by having sex. They're like, what the fuck is like? I was like, this existence was like a 10-minute. My whole life was like a 10-minute trip of some alien who was smoking whatever the fuck he was smoking. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like transference of realities. Like how deep is this? Are the parallel realities separated, or are we being reverberated through all the realities? Like you mentioned water earlier, how water what has to do with the spiritual realm. It's like water's like this lubricator between the realms. You know what I'm saying? So think about your existence like this is what this is my concept of what I see like enlightenment is, or reaching nirvana, or escaping the matrix, or whatever. Like your existence is like throwing a rock into a pond. So you see the rock hit the pond, and then you see infinite waves reverberate in all directions for infinity. The idea is to get back to the rock, to the thing that made the reverberations. You feel me? What is really you? Because everything beyond that is just reaction, I could say.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like you're being split into echoes and sort of where it's like this is you here, and in other realms is you here, in other realms is you here, but it all starts with that initial rock. The initial rock is your soul and essence, and it's being split like on a ray of light, kind of being split into a glass reflection or some shit.
Yeah, but with that same concept, you want to keep in mind and remember that as above, so below. So that shit is happening with everything. Now this is where it gets scary and where you have to like, keep your mind together and train and shit. Excuse me. It's happening with everything. So every thought is a drop in the ocean of reverberation. Every word you say is a drop in the sea of in the endless reverberation. Every move you make, everything is reverberating endlessly through time. Everything is significant. Everything matters. When it seems like it doesn't matter at all. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean I know how to act. That doesn't mean I know how to act properly in this reality. This mundane shit's kind of weird. I haven't figured that out. All I know, the mundane shit is I need to get money to live comfortably and do cool shit, and I like to make fun of this nonsense. That's it. That's all mundane reality is. All this shit is laughing and sex. That's it. So there's no real interest in this bullshit to me. All this is laughing, sex, chilling at villas, you know what I'm saying, going on hikes in cool other countries and shit. Like, that's cool, mundane shit. But that shit means nothing. All the important shit is happening in the mind. All the important shit is happening beyond this reality. This shit is just repetition. But I digress.
So what do we have on the screen?
All right, we'll let this go a little bit now. It's longer than I thought it was, but I just wanted to get a little bit of the idea and the concept out there, and then we could take it where we want to take it. So I'll hop around a little bit. So let's get a little bit of the beginning, middle, but we'll just go a little bit. Let's see how he starts it off.
There is an object hidden in the sky. Our predecessors studied its appearances. Like a vast clockwork apparatus, it appeared on a fixed timeline and disappeared whole civilizations. They have left us records of this invisible eye in the sky and how they hid underground from its face. They feared the return of the phoenix. Originally, there were 2 suns in the sky and no moon. But something happened. The death of a sun. It was the Nemesis Cataclysm in 5239 BC. This event gave rise to an ancient calendrical system, the Anunnaki Ner periods, or Great Year of 600 years. This involved.
And one thing I want to say, well, I'm gonna let this play, but I just want to add this. Every date that this guy puts down, you can reference yourself. That's just one thing I like about this guy's channel. It might seem like it's out there, but everything is based on mathematics. But I'll let it go. Let it go a bit more.
Before you let it go, the mere fact that you fuck with Jason Brashears, I'm with you on that. I fucks with you, bro. I fucks with you really hard. But what he's talking about, bro, once we're done, right? Alex, yo, bro, there's a very
I didn't know you were aware of this guy. I've been like listening to this guy shit since before he blew up, since he started getting crazy numbers.
Yeah, I've been listening for him for like 2 years, 3 years, Brashears. But I wanna land on sort of the African version of the story, right? Oh, bro, like once we're done with this video, it is dark. Like that story, bro. I mean, that story when I got it from that elder, bro. I mean, she's dead now, but it was when I got it when I was like around about 18, right? I thought it was pseudo. And then when I started like listening to these Jason Brashears guy and you know all these type of dudes, it started really resonating with me what she was talking about in terms of the original humans, how we came about, and our history, you know. But let's go
Since
on.
you're aware and everybody else not aware, so let them like catch up and then you know what I'm saying. So we can all be on the same concept and go from there. So let's go.
All the passage of epochs that were exactly 216,000 turnings of the stars each, or days. 2 Ner periods after the Nemesis Cataclysm was 432,000 turnings of the stars, or 1,200 years, when suddenly the moon appeared in the sky in 4039 BC. This event was the capture of Luna, called by some as the capture flood. Humans on the surface suffered a terrible cataclysm. Old traditions tell us of cultures in antiquity that referred to themselves as pre-Selenites, or people who lived before the moon appeared. Humans rebuilt, but a far worse destruction unfolded at the appearance of the Phoenix. This was the Genesis 1 reset pole shift that was so destructive that the survivors believed it began a new heavens and new earth. And later chronographers used this event in 3895 BC as year 1 of the pre-flood calendar. Thus the Anno Mundi calendar is likewise the Phoenix calendar, this strange visitor being referred to as a fiery flaming sword which prevents mankind's return to the Edenic state by a repetitive series of destructive resets and edits. The fall of man was not a fall into sin, but a cataclysmic pole shift and the fall of man's infrastructure. Then 216,000 turnings of the stars after the appearance of the moon, the Nemesis X object appeared in the sky in 3439 BC and caused the Gihon flood. A third of the human race is drowned, and in the aftermath, a benefactor appeared among Neolithic survivors, leading a troop of men who were technologically advanced and which made them appear godlike. This was the appearance of Homo Annuna. Later in Babylonia, after the flood, they were called the Anunnaki. This began the Technolithic period. The Sumerian sexagesimal system, adopted by many ancient cultures, of the 60 and 600 year periods or great years was a day count system, diurnal, and sky watchers counted the turnings of the stars around the pole star to determine each day. The original Olmec calendar was constructed of days, as was the Mayan long count Bactans. The 216,000, 432,000, and 864,000 turnings of the stars was the original Vedic counting system as well. The 13 Bactans of the Mayan long count began from a destructive event in 3113 BC that began a 1,872,000 day countdown, or 13 Bactans of 144,000 days each, to a future destruction of North America that will happen in 20.
All right. Make sure everybody's up to date with this because he's just adding a lot of layers of numbers that you can decipher yourself at some point. But he was laying layers for his premise or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if you get it, the turning of time. There's an event. He names it the Phoenix, as people call it the Phoenix. Cycles of destruction. They happen on a secular chronological cycle. Bam. So this shit's happening. This nemesis. Phoenix, nobody knows what it really is. Nobody's saying what it really is, but a benefactor appears. Who knows who the benefactor is? He has some ideas. He actually says he thinks he knows who he is, but I don't know. Who knows who the benefactor is? But he says the benefactor comes in. There's a help in this system. But if we let's get it to start talking about the AIX.
Awaiting the coming Phoenix destruction, an object known to them as the Appen. The power vacuum gave rise to the Nephilim dynasty, or Pentopolis of the Seven Kings, that was then destroyed in the 670th year, or 2239 BC, by the Phoenix that caused the Great Flood. This was the 1656th year of the book of Genesis, or the antediluvian world, and it was 432,000 turnings of the stars since the appearance of the Anuna and Enki in 3439 BC, or just 1,200 years. In May 2239 BC, the whole sky fractured like glass as iceberg-sized pieces fell upon the world, followed by weeks of torrential rains. The sky fell and caused the great flood as the vapor canopy collapsed. Megafauna and large reptiles, amphibians, and their tropical worlds perished as the atmospheric pressure dropped and the air became thin and unbreathable to larger life forms. The moisture of the collapsing vapor canopy deluged the tropics. But at the Arctic and Antarctic, then the sudden drop in temperature buried these regions in packed ice and thousands of feet of permafrost and snow, perfectly preserving hundreds of millions of plants and megafauna in icy tombs. The ancients referred to this as the birth of the sun. Survivors initiating the sun calendar system now that the vapor canopy had been removed and the full sky could be seen. As Sumerian culture faded toward their end, they introduced a new god, Utu, the sun, in the same way the Egyptians introduced Horus, the son of the sun, long after the other gods of Egypt were well established. The Heliolithic period followed, named after the shift in calendars from stellar to solar.
I just got to add this too. He's talking about how the vapor canopy fell and those conditions that had these megafauna and flora, and also these Nephilim beings that they survived in the Titans or whatever, all that shit. I think that might be connected to what's going on now with like the spraying in the sky and you know what I'm saying? I think it might be connected to trying to make those conditions come back again so those things can like walk around again.
Yeah. I was gonna say that this kind of sounds like the start of Christianity, or the Bible would kind of pick up.
Yeah, all this shit's definitely over. definitely overlapping. But we're like 8 minutes in, and he hasn't got to the AIX, so that's like going to be at the very end. Like, let's go.
And Akkadian cities, leaving Babylon as the central power of the Near East and melting the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah, Zeboam, as well as Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro. In these days, the Nemesis X object was called Tiamat, a dark dragon goddess of destruction. Almost instantly after this destruction, a sophisticated people from the west called the Amuru appeared and took over the government of Babylon, the whole Near East, setting up their dynasties in Hatti, Mari of Mitanni, across Syria, Lebanon, Urartu, founding Ugarit, Byblos, ruling Canaan, and settling in northern Egypt around the ancient Great Pyramid that was half buried in sands from its flooding by the Mediterranean when the vapor canopy collapsed. These were the shepherd kings, and they mapped the world. They built ports and quays and wharfs all over the known ancient world. These were the Westerners in cuneiform text called the Amuru, who were the world ruling power during the Heliolithic Maritime Empire. Their vast intercontinental trade empire came to a sudden end in May 1687 BC when the Phoenix again appeared, remembered as the Ogygian flood. All of the sons of the Sun dynasties fell as the world suffered a 25-year darkness as a new vapor canopy struggled to reappear. These immense destructions in 5239 BC, 4039, 3895, 3439, 2239, 1849, and 1687 BC are the hammerings of both Phoenix and the Nemesis X object as they take turns visiting our world with catastrophic results. All knowledge of the ancient world has passed through these destructive episodes and has been preserved by survivors that have left us memories through traditions, monuments, and ancient texts. In Archaics, this history is not only put together but demonstrated chronologically.
All right, this nigga Jason didn't even get into the AIX how I wanted him to. That was the whole point, nigga. Come on, man. Come on, man. I know you've been to jail, bro, but come on, bro. Yo.
I will say it's interesting, like, I mean, just real quick, that uh, there's certain ancient cultures that never really, in their hieroglyphs or ancient art or whatever it is, they never really depict the moon. So that kind of like I found that interesting, and then also it's funny because Christianity, I mean, on a certain layer of it anyway, it's all sun worship. But like, and then and then what sun is it? Because it goes back into Saturn worship and stuff like that. And then once that first sun died, then Horus came about, and then Horus became Christ, and so on and so forth. So I don't know. I'm just kind of like throwing that out there.
Yeah, it does kind of line up with the dates of the changing in times, like what was the overall system before the sun system came in or whatever. I guess it was whatever had to do with the Nephilim or these beings or whatever the fuck was going on at that time. But I want to ask KB. Since you've dealt with shamans and you've been in South Africa, been all over Africa doing the African thing, what is something that you've been told about the nature of reality and how to manipulate it or how malleable it is?
Okay, I will land on this, right? I'll say, I mean, one reoccurring thing that they always say is that the mere fact that you can use your mind to bend or manipulate the physical realm just shows that the mind is separate from the brain, meaning it's more spiritual and it's more of a spiritual element in terms of its resonance. It's coming from the spiritual, dimension, and, I mean, they always tell you your intention and your intuition is very important because those things you can't really interpret them using thought or language. Um, and controlling of emotions is also important because it's sort of in a way giving off soul energy. So they were very they always tell you to be very conscious of how you move within the matrix and the energy you give off. You know, yeah. I mean, I don't want to go, on a crazy rant again, but in a nutshell, that just yeah, in a nutshell, that. But yeah, I mean, the shamans that they also big on sort of not the Vedic standard of meditation per se, but big on I mean meditating. I don't mean like sitting there and just trying to not think about anything, but
Yeah, no,
they
I know
they
exactly what you're
they, they
saying.
promote sort of yeah they promote sort of um being more in tune with the imaginative, timeless sort of rhythm, tapping into different phases of reality and time, in order to sort of reveal to you what basically should be important for you or what you'd consider important. You know, um, I land on that because I don't want to go everywhere and nowhere.
No, that was perfect. And if Halo, if you're still here, you hear that shit. That the African niggas, shamans are talking about the same shit that I be talking about.
It's wild, bro. I'm just like
Yo,
listening. It's really cool. I mean, I'm just refreshed. I'm
yo,
refreshed.
this same shit. Yo, that shit's very. It's like, yo, you went. Yo, that shit's perfect because how you
You,
when it. Yo,
yeah.
it's like exactly what the fuck
We've
I'm
had
talking
these
about.
conversations. We've had these conversations.
Yo, and that's next level with the even how he just broke down that understanding of meditation. Like the only person who I've seen like come close to the same concept I have is like Panic. I never heard anybody in any classical or regional whatever, what's the right word, like I don't the right word isn't tribal, but from any certain area on the globe I haven't heard of the meditation practice in that form. I've heard of visualization practice, all that different shit, but when
I'm
it
not gonna
comes to
hold you though. I'm not gonna hold you though. You know who's tapping into that? He teaches it differently, but it's actually exactly what we're talking about. The silent prayer with JLP.
Yeah, I like JLP, but there's something odd about him. You feel me? There's
Oh,
something
for
not.
sure, for sure,
So
for sure. I'm just talking about the practice of the silent prayer. It's something about that silent prayer because I don't agree with half the shit people talk about across the board. But when I look at certain practices and I think about the commonalities of neutrality across these practices we're talking about with regard to meditation, very rarely do you have people really sitting in the seat of awareness in meditation and not clinging on to different stimuli and things like that. That's what I'm talking about.
and the thing I hear him talk about the silent meditation, but I've never like looked it up to actually like what people are actually performing. It
It's for
kind of
real.
seems it kind of seems like you just observe your thoughts and don't be your thoughts. You separate yourself from. That's how because how he talks is how I would interpret whatever he's doing.
Yes, I mean, he's dumbed it down quite a bit to make it accessible, and it has made changes in people's lives. But what I appreciate is that he's taken something that people could build upon to the masses. Um, a sense of neutrality and meditative awareness, meditative presence, and truly surrendering your thoughts.
Anybody else want to jump in?
Oh, well,
That was
I will.
interesting. That was cool.
Who's talking?
Oh, I thought we were saying something, but I will say this just to go back to Jason Bashir, right? Um, I mean, there's a story that I'd say this old woman told me that a time before the moon, she always uses uh um I wouldn't say metaphor, or she always uses as a landing point when it comes to how dualistic this realm is that the myth when the sun and the moon came about, that's when sort of like humans got split in terms of, I mean, I don't know, bro, I don't know about you guys, but she was telling me that there was a time before where humans were just existing on that androgynous higher soul state, and like Jason Bashir was talking about, it was the black sun, and then we didn't have, so it was like this cloudy mystic, earth, as we had in that, as he said, and she was saying that too, and she was talking about how um in that point in time, right, as was talking about things being gigantic and all that stuff, right? um but she was talking about how sort of we didn't really look the way we look now. Like she was talking about how our physical bodies are sort of a technology um that's been sort of tried or experimented on for over like 10,000 years in order to sort of, because she was talking about the story of how difficult it was for these sort of higher beings to, you know um trap souls into bodies per se, make a technology of a body that could trap a soul, and that that soul could trap a soul for a certain, like, like how, because there's ancient stories of people living for like 400 years, 300 years, right? But I don't know if you guys know this, that um when sort of like when you're astral traveling or having a dream, or sleeping, you should notice how your body goes into this paralysis, or like you sort of like you don't move,
Yeah.
state, like sort of like um all your sensory organs are shut down, but not completely shut down, because in a dream you can sort of like, but here's the thing about the dream that's really intriguing is that you can't really tell time. There's no sun. You can't really literally look at the sun or look at time and be like, oh, it's 12 o'clock. That's also interesting about the dream. But what's also interesting about that is that you can sort of like see, sense, smell things, touch things in a dream, but
Yeah.
your body is paralyzed.
And
And
that's why Nas says sleep is the cousin of death. Because you're,
hey,
you're basically in a death light state. Shit, you're going back to like the moon, Saturn moon matrix reversal shit. I don't know if that connects to
hey,
anything. I just thought about that. Like, how he says, I never
hey,
sleep.
man.
The sleep is the cousin of death.
Yeah, I fucks with Nas too, bro. I fucks with Nas too. He's
I
one of
always
he's
thought he
one.
said that for a reason. You know what I mean? My bad.
Nas also said, "I remember the day that I drank my own semen in my urine with a gun to my brain."
Yeah, I mean that was
Let
some
me,
ritualistic other
yeah,
shit.
it's like, let me explain. Money and fast cars can fuck up a rap star or some shit. Like,
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
not go down. Let's not go down the line.
yeah.
But I want to
But
add. I
wait,
want to add to.
real quick. Oh, my bad, my bad.
So I want to add to what KB was saying, since he was getting into the dreams. You say you lucid dream often, so I could bring this up. You're somebody I could bring this up to, because I took a very long break from smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? And my dreams came back intensely. At first, when they came back,
Facts.
they were so intense and weird. They weren't even like nightmares. They were just so, the motifs, the artistic motifs, the shit is just so odd and weird that I just wake up and wouldn't want to go back to sleep. I'd be like, that's just creepy, And some shit was just fucking horrifying. Like, a lot of weird spiritual experiences during that time. But then after the time passed and I got back into my regular dreaming, the dreams were interesting, crazy, super lucid.
Bro, facts, bro.
dope,
Yeah, my fault.
like super dope dreams, and the dreams will correlate with what I ate. So if I ate too heavy or I ate like too much meat or whatever, pause. Goddamn, no, bro. But
Nah, you know.
but yeah, the dreams would be like kind of like either too adventure-y or just weird, just fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But if I ate like only fruit or didn't eat anything, my dreams would be crazy movies, like love stories, like I would like some deep shit that I wouldn't want to wake up from. You know what I'm saying? When you wake up, you
Bro,
reflect on it and shit.
bro,
But
I haven't
but hold
smoked in
on,
like
hold
5
on a
months
second.
and shit. I'm
Hold on a
saying
second.
same
Hold on a
shit.
second. Hold on a second. I'm telling all that. I'm telling all that to say this. When I started having the crazy lucid dreams, I want to see if anybody else does this because I did this several times. After I was having lucid dreams all the time, so I made it a point in the dream. Once I understood I was lucid, I would ask the people around me. I'm like, yo, and they look at me. I'd be like, I'm dreaming. Are you like aspects of my mind? Are you just things from my mind, or are you your own personalities or souls we're like having experiences together? Like, what's going on? And the motherfuckers, I've done this like 4 times, and they never answer me. Sometimes they just look at me like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Motherfuckers motherfuckers shrug their shoulders. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell me anything, and it's like, it's very strange. So, have you ever had an experience like that?
Numerous times, bro. Numerous times. You know, but one one signifier of that is that once I saw like my now deceased very spiritual grandfather, right? Because we sort of like you know, when I'm going through the most or some shit, you know, sort of have the sort of visitation and we can communicate. But in a way, subconsciously, I'm aware that, look, man, I know you don't exist. So, you know, we on that level having sort of this communication. And he sort of, the mere fact that he's been, you know, evidently, you know, really direct and sort of invested in my life, you know, for a large part of my life. I don't know, but I mean, in a way, I think I'm projecting it. At the same time, I think I'm not, because he can warn me of certain things and certain events before they happen. But I will say this, that, yeah, bro, when you go lucid and you're going around, you know, the street and stuff like that, and communicating with these sort of different souls, or what you'd say projections in your dream, you know, it's sort of, it's at the same time, it's really, when you ask them these questions, you know, most of the time, bro, I'm like, okay, this does feel like Earth, bro. Like, it's like asking a person on Earth right now, you know, like, dude, are you aware that I'm dreaming or some shit like that? Like, they completely go on whatever rant or conversation or idea that they had, you know, and it's sort of weird because
Facts. Yo, I gotta add to that because that makes me think that's kind of fucked up, because it makes me think everything is fake. You know what I'm saying? Like the dreams are even programs, or the dreams are just programs that are running. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
But
Thank you, bro.
yeah, Wavy, go ahead, get your word in, bro.
No, I was gonna say something about the sun and the moon. I mean, because like the basically one they're splitting and coming a new sun. It kind of reminds me of like the character of Solomon in
No,
the
hold on,
Bible.
hold on. You were talking about the dream, bro. You were saying that you haven't
Oh
smoked
no,
weed in a
I
long
was
time.
gonna say like nah, because I haven't smoked in like 5 months because I'm trying to get this job situation situated, and yeah, like my dreams has been mad crazy. Like so when I smoke a lot, like when I was smoking like nonstop every day, all day type shit, I would never dream, and then once I stopped smoking, like my dreams come back and they're just way vivid. Like I smoked some. I don't know if you guys ever smoked Egyptian lotus, like the plant.
Blue
Um,
Lotus.
Blue Lotus, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, Blue Lotus. You know how when you smoke that shit and go to bed, like your dreams are like just crazy. Um, but yeah, nah, I just noticed that like I was when you said that I was like, I was just thinking about that shit today. Like, damn, like my dreams be like super crazy now that I stopped smoking. But yeah, that's all I want to say.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I want to land on this, right? That When you mentioned that, the mere fact that you eating fruits on that, I would say vegan or original sort of diet, or when you are sort of like not eating or fasting, you know, when I was around these sort of shamanistic people, or sort of these ancient elders and stuff like that, um, and going through like sort of like a ritualistic, rites of passage and stuff like that, we always ate, probably like once or twice, but it's early. This is sort of like before, like if we eat once, it'd be like before noon. And they always said like, in order for you to sort of dream or have a control or be lucid in that sense over your dreams, we sort of have to prepare your body, and the body's organs. They sort of have to prepare, for that sort of chemical reaction. Because if you are asleep and you would on a full stomach, your body is not sort of prepared, so you are not gonna have that sort of, I'd say body jump, or you won't have that sort of extra body control. I think, like extra body energy. I don't know how to explain it,
Yeah,
because
let me add let me add to what you're saying, because if you're it takes mad energy to digest. You know what I'm saying? So if you're digesting when you're trying to
exactly.
go to this other realm, you're not gonna have the energy necessary to like go over there, or it's gonna be fucked up. You're not gonna have the right transmission, so you're gonna have these weird dreams, these fucking half-ass nightmares. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead,
I'd
Wade.
also like to. Oh my bad.
and
No,
and,
go ahead,
and
Wavy.
that's
Oh no, I was just gonna say. I mean, a lot of food, both natural and unnatural, has chemicals in it that do affect your brain chemistry too. So, like if you're eating like a lot of processed food, like everything that's in that food item is gonna go to your brain at some point and fuck up your not well yeah fuck up your brain chemistry, as well as you eat like natural food that has certain vitamins and minerals that all affect your brain chemistry, which also could affect your dreaming, shit like that. I mean, pretty sure you guys already knew that, but I just thought that was something to add.
True.
That's why they say
true.
you shouldn't eat certain food before you go to sleep. Like you shouldn't eat like certain food with certain acids, certain foods with certain chemical, like processed food and shit before you go to bed, because you start like experiencing like crazy shit because your brain chemistry is absorbing that shit. Which is like basically, it's just like just in general, right? Like in light, like even when you're awake, like certain food is gonna affect fucking your brain chemicals. That's why a lot of people, especially in America, are so fucking crazy and weird and fucked up and retarded, because all the fucking processed shit is affecting people's brain chemistry. Like all the like the fucking vitamin, like all the fucking I don't know, red one, and all the other bullshit they put in like this processed shit. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, bro, and that's why I really hate like niggas like Bill Gates, you know, um, and like colonization per se, because um when I've spoken to these elders, they were talking about like pre-colonial Africa, where we had like natural, sort of like fully bred, I would say, I don't know, when I say fully bred, I hope you kind of get what I'm trying to say. They're not hybrids in terms of the vegetables and the fruits that we have.
Yeah,
They have
they're
this.
GMO shit. Right? I mean, you're talking about like the yeah, my fault. I'm talking about
Yeah,
GMO fruits, vegetables, shit.
they're not sort of genetically modified. They sort of seed bearing. They come like it's a veggie that has a sort of seed, or it could give off like a certain, offspring that could, it's not like bringing down the generational sort of genetic, quality of the fruit and stuff like that. And Bill
Yeah.
Gates has this agenda that he's been pushing down here for like at least 10 years with these sort of pharmaceutical and GMO companies. And they came up with this sort of course, or these niggas because they have this money, right? So they came up with like, I forgot the name of the two companies, right? But they're already here, right? And, they're pushing that shit in Woolworths down here and all that crap, in the farms and stuff.
Well,
And
that's
the
public
farmers are,
information. I'm saying that's
yeah,
public information. That's public information already. They already said that they're trying. They not trying to. They are putting like the jab into like fruits and shit. You know, like
Yeah.
programming into like fruits and vegetables and shit like that. So
And
here's the
like
thing.
meat and chicken and shit, and they just passed a law you could legally sell GMO food with all
Yeah,
this
but
sort of bioengineered shit.
yeah, but what's really significant about the ones that were found here in South Africa is that um when they sort of jab these sort of fruits or these veggies, um they if they mix with sort of if they pollinate with sort of natural natural veggies or fruits, right, that they sort of be invasive or parasitic in terms of they fully affect the genetic makeup of the entire population of that plant or fruit or
Facts.
veggie,
That's the
and
plan.
and that's the
That's
thing, bro. It brings the quality down. So, so there's certain parts in Africa where that shit hasn't happened, right? But the mere
Not
fact
yet.
that but the mere
yo.
fact that these motherfuckers are trying to get it to those parts to bring down the frequency of humans. But I would say
Yeah.
this, that when I was in these parts, right, and I was eating their diet and stuff like that, like in terms of fruits, because well, I don't think you have there's certain fruits that are in my language that I think I can't really try. You can't even translate them into like sort of English, because I've been looking for these plants. I'll be like, what the fuck? How the fuck? And they like, dog, we have to keep this hidden because of inevitably this stuff. If it does come out, it's over, bro.
Bro, you know what I
So
found out today? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's just like my ADHD is kicking in. But like, I just found out that real soursop fruit is like elite. Like they don't sell it in America and shit. Like you can't even bring that shit in the country. Like it has to be like it has to go through like some kind of like approval process if you're gonna bring certain fruits into America and shit like that. Like they don't even let you like bring in that shit without the government like investigating it and shit like that. My bad. That just like I just learned that shit today. Shit was crazy. Shit was like, blew my mind. That's like why won't you let out fruits? Like you know what I mean? Like it's a fucking fruit. But they say soursop actually cures certain diseases too. So I mean that's more than likely why. But
Look,
my bad.
let me add this. Let me add this. But here's the thing. All right, how do I say this? Here's the thing. The fruits, we are mind, body. Yeah, we're mind, body, and soul. So we're connected to the mundane reality somewhat. So, yes, enhancing this physical machine can help you transcend the machine. If you understand, can help you transcend the machine. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like leveling up your character in the video game and shit.
But we are in a hell realm. You feel me? Motherfuckers are eating the kids and nobody cares. So you
Yep,
should
putting this shit in McDonald's and shit.
so you should understand how fucked up shit is. So all you have is your mind. That's the most important thing to fortify. Yes, you can. Yes, the body's in conjunction with the mind. And working out the body makes you feel better, and in conjunction you're going to get a positive feedback loop. You're going to be less stressed, and when you're not in a stress state, you can really work your magic. If you're in a stress state, that means you're in an animalistic state. An animal is worried about shelter, food, and not getting eaten. That's the state they have most people in. That's why they can't manifest. That's why the number one thing is to stay away from the stress state. The stress state, no matter what, because you can't do shit when you're in the stress state. And that all ties back to the mind, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's kind of crazy how it cycles back. That ties back to the food, because if you give you fucked up food and it's fucking up your nervous system and all that shit, it's hard to stay out of the fucking stress state. So then you look at the hood and what the ghetto and what experiment that is, you know what I'm saying?
Yep,
And
the
how and like,
projects.
you feel me? That shit is motherfuckers are under attack. You know what I'm saying? These are just not crazy niggas in the hood. That shit is an experiment. You're under attack. That shit has been like put out clearly by CIA and all that shit. So what is that attack for? That attack is to keep you out of your natural state. What is your natural state? Thinking and manifesting. And let me just say what the nigga's natural state is. Since you see what the name of the show is, the nature and legality. You feel me? The natural state of the indigenous person or the black person. I think there's a special thing that's happened with the American black person having no connection to anything, which leads to a higher level of chaos and at least a higher level of novelty. That's where you're getting this endless level of art and creation. And the creation doesn't stop at rapping. The creation goes all the way to the highest levels of science. When you look at quantum physics and the study of flow state and what that is and what freestyling is. So when they're looking at the things that are most important in reality, they're looking at nigga shit. You feel me? All this shit comes back to nigga-isms. Quantum reality. Everything is everything. It is what it is. Those are simple sayings talking about goddamn superposition and string theory and all types of shit. You understand what I'm saying? But niggas have boiled that shit down to its root. You feel me?
Right.
Boil that shit down to the cream. We don't need all the extra bullshit because we don't need to analyze because we are that. So you have to keep us in this stress, fear, chaotic state, because if you weren't in that state, all you have to do is think. Because when you think, when we are just allowed to think, we're fine. And that has been shown in history. You can look at fucking like, okay, how does a population come out of slavery and own so much shit? And then in this point in time, own less shit than they had when they came out of slavery. You think that shit just happens naturally? You think that just like motherfuckers are just degrading backwards or just fucking stupid? Like, that's not what the fuck happens. You know what I'm saying? None of that's just natural. That's why when people get into these race conversations and these like these hood conversations and how niggas, I'm like, yo, that's just so motherfuckers are surface level thinkers and surface level talkers. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I'm going on.
No, but you hit on something like right, just real quick. Like that whole spiel you just did explains exactly the conditions that it goes on in Black America, because you're being fed the GMO foods, then you're putting all this propaganda. Let's be real, like Black people love entertainment because we're able to do it so well and shit like that. But they use our own skill against us or whatever it is. So I'm not gonna say most, but that's why a lot of Black folks, they're in a constant state of either fear, anger, or entertainment, because that's where they kind of want you. That's the cycle that they want you in. That's why like I always say like Black folks respect pain and violence, because that's really like the default settings.
Look at it on this level too. Also, look at what the entertainment or the propaganda or the mind control actually is, because it's being perpetuated and pushed on like Black America or whatever. Because other groups of people are not allowed to say these things and be on records and be like played on YouTube and show all this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not allowed to. It's not allowed to be done. So you have to look further into what's going on. Even look at the entertainers. They're switching out all the Black Americans that brought this shit forward because they wouldn't do certain levels of shit. Motherfuckers put their foot down over here at a certain level. We're not like everybody else around the world. Like, it's just a little different over here. Even though the put it this way. It takes me back to, you can look this up. There's like it's on like an A.A. Rashid lecture, but it's called like Slaves with Swag. And it breaks down the real shit that goes down. Like, people, in the movies they always show a slave running away and he's running through the woods and he's all tattered and fucked up and he's like, oh my god, he looks fucking pathetic. You think niggas really ran away? You think niggas really did that? Or did you think or do you think the niggas just went in the house, killed everybody, and put on nice clothes and rode away in the nice chariot and shit? Which one do you think happened?
Django.
I never saw that movie, but I have an idea.
On a level, and Django's not even showing half of it. You know what I'm saying? The shit that was really going down, how niggas were bucking back. So they have to keep you in this state, in this propaganda. And who's perpetuating the propaganda? They've been replaced. If you look at a lot of the entertainers, the big ones now that are Black, they're not Black American. If you look at a lot of these rappers who are perpetuating this shit, they're not like Black
I know
American.
Cardi B and all them shit, Nicki Minaj, all them.
You know what I'm saying? And the ones that are Black American, even the ones that seem hood as fuck, I'm talking about the top level ones, not just niggas getting a hood doing strip club shows and shit like that. So the top level ones, they're connected to a bloodline. You see this hood,
bro, Drake.
You see Drake. You see fucking Offset's all hood jumping off stage, punching people in the face. But you look at him and dancing a Whitney Houston video when he's a kid. These motherfuckers are all from entertainment. They are all from bloodlines. You feel me? So,
for sure. That's why I gotta be laughing at motherfuckers that think they can just jump in the game and just do some shit.
All of what's being perpetuated out here is just pure mind control. I'm saying all that shit cycles back to not being able to have a grip on your mind. So you need to see what motherfuckers don't want you to be doing, and then do that.
Right. Farouk? Oh my god.
No, go ahead.
No, I mean I was gonna say, like, back to the whole food thing, right? This is why, like, the soul food aspect. Now, you look at like what soul food is, and it's good as fuck, but you've been trained to think it's good as fuck because it's not really good as fuck, and all that food that has been kind of instilled through force and through propaganda has become staple food. But all that food does is it create, not only does it attach to your epigenetics and shit because, you know, whatever slave masters were giving, you know, niggas pork fat and all that bullshit, right? So the collard greens and shit, I was like, what was it readily available? So that taps into your epigenetics, but also just the way it's cooked and how unhealthy it is creates anxiety because like certain foods, while it's digesting your stomach, to the point where it gets like becomes you know, waste stool while it's still like in your lower intestine shit, still affects your brain chemistry. So all that grease and like plus you got to think like the animals that like what they went through before they got slaughtered, and that gets transferred into the food. So you're basically eating like a plate of anxiety, fear, anger, and depression and shit. And you notice how black folks in America, they have supposedly the highest high blood pressure and shit like that. Like niggas be getting gout and shit like that. Like all that comes from the foods here. You're not even able to because food's supposed to be your medicine. So if your medicine is killing you, I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just a crazy observation. I just
It's the foods here. It's the foods here, and it's also like, it's also everything being connected to stress. Because I know,
right, yeah,
like there's like people and like old ass men and like my people I knew back in the days, like their grandpas, like be 80 something years old, drink beer every day, and they be outside running,
right,
kicking the soccer ball and shit. It's a level of stress
mowing lawns and shit.
Yeah, the level of stress they don't have, they're like set in their ways. And even if you look at soul food in America, look before it really, look when black, it's not a really long stretch of time this happened. Black people, even when they were eating all that nonsense, eating the worst shit, eating fucking chitlins and all this sugar and all this shit, motherfuckers still were living till like 90, 100 and all that shit. You look at all these old
That's
country
true.
motherfuckers, they live old as shit. The shit that fucks you up is when their food supply starts getting infiltrated and the stress comes in. You feel me? That's why you see the lower lifespans in the cities and motherfuckers in the country who are get to chill. You know what I'm saying? Look at a goddamn lake and some trees, you'll live longer because it's like relieves the stress from you. But
Right.
ahead,
And that's where the projects came in too, right? That's where like a whole idea of subsidized housing and government issued housing. Like, they put a bunch of stressful they put a bunch of indoctrinated stressful people in one spot, and then you add economics and all that other shit, and then you get exactly what that is.
It's literally called a project. You don't have to go any further than that. You know what I'm saying? It's called a project. You know what I'm saying? But KB, you want to jump in?
Yo, man, you went everywhere. You know, y'all went everywhere about it. You know, and I will land on this. That look, man, I 100% agree with you that the sort of calm state in terms of not being fed ideologies of enslavement or servitude in terms of, you know, having to have a job, the arbitrary concept of money, you know, constantly being worried about, you know, like they've co-opted even the higher thought of love in terms of making it more physical and multiple partners and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want to go into that. But what I've noticed is that this is like the sort of it's sort of like a descendant of the original Bushmen, right? Down here, right? And these people use this plant. Well, it's a well-known plant, aloe, you know, ALOE, right? But here's the thing: there's so many different species of it, you know, but these sort of people that I met, right, that have this sort of species of it, right? It's so powerful to such a point whereby I've met like this person is probably like the eldest person I've ever met in my life. And what's really significant about it is that it's a male. So he's like, I think he was saying he's like 130 years old, because he was saying um when like the World War started, you know, I think it was the second or first. Did he say the second or first? But he just said one of the world wars when it started, he was like 20 years old already at that point in time. And here's the really intriguing part about it. Motherfuckers like 140, 130 or whatever, but he could still run, bro, like it's nothing, bro. He could still take himself to the toilet. He can still see you from like, you know, a mile or 5 miles away, bro. Motherfucker can still speak. Like he was telling me, like all his kids are dead right now, and he's living with his great grandchildren, you know. and it's kind of weird, and I'm like, damn, bro, whoa,
That's crazy.
it sort of questioned me, like, I mean, what's keeping you alive, And he was telling me that, um, like, the mere fact that he's like sort of he had met his great grandparent, and they told him of their lives, and how weird the assimilation was in terms of the freedom that they had and the capacity of, you know, um, mental fabrication and manifestation, you know. And he says it's sort of his personal mission that he should have great grandkids to pass down this knowledge to before it gets completely wiped by some, global global event or some shit like that. But yeah, I mean, also, I wanted to land on this that, yeah, when you said the mere fact that Americans can manifest on that artistically, like on that higher level, which also made me think about the mere fact that Fela Kuti, right? Uh, and one of the why I fucks with that guy so hard is that he was what Kanye West is to Americans now in terms of back then in Africa, but one of his um sort of like salient things that he said was, he regrets, uh not entirely regret, but he regrets investing most of his, I'd say, lyrical content on going against the political agenda instead of focusing more on the spiritual aspect of it. Even though he says his music, in terms of the elements and how compromised, or how it came about, like when he produces his music, it's more spiritual because he's in a spiritual altar, right? This is why I really fucked with the guy, because he said this, that um, he sees music as a higher form of painting, but he's not painting in the physical realm. He's painting in an astral realm. So you can only use a sort of a sound because you because when you're existing in that realm, it's it can only pick up vibrations. I don't know if you know about the Vatican and the serpents. Being in the Vatican, and it's like it's showing a serpent, and it's showing that um sort of how serpents don't have ears, but they hear in vibrations. So fella was talking about that my music is sort of vibrational on that higher level. This is why I really fucked with the guy. And you know um when I listen to his music, bro, when I listen to his music, and I listen to some regular shit right now, right, like different genres in terms of house music, like South African house music, um and hip hop, right, bro, like I could listen to like a 30-minute, because you'd have these long ass tracks, right?
Yeah.
And they'd all have these, like, it's so weird, and nobody's like, sort of like attributing Fila to that contribution, because Fila had so many. He even said this, look, man, um, it's going to be very difficult in the future for men, or African men, to carry the spiritual torch that I had been given, because of the limitations of creativeness and manifestations that are going to be put into like the physical realm, in terms of institutions, governance, and all that stuff, right? And he was always saying that this happened already in Africa 7,000 years ago. Speaking of Egypt, you know, he says that's where the co-opt happened. That's where, now, instead of us thinking as humans, we are thinking in an artificially intelligent way, you know. And this is why Egyptians always had the snake on their crowns and stuff like that, signifying the reptilians' influence in them in terms of building the pyramids and all those technology, right? But anyway, before I digress on that, Fela, this is why I fucked with Fela so much, that this guy would, like, even through his music, that's why it's like nobody like could I mean, maybe I'd attribute Kanye because without Kanye, he went crazy with the Yeezy, and he could see like Fella's vision in terms of you can't be defined by a certain art. Once you tap into that sort of higher, he'd say Fella, higher painting artistic form, you can split into multiple dimensions. As long as you have that algorithm operating in your brain, you can tap into film, you can tap into sound, you can tap into fashion, you see all these things in a polymathic, I'd say, sorry, in a
It's all
polymathic sort of
it's
overview.
it's
This
all
is
the
why I
same
fucked
thing.
with the guy.
It's all
Yeah,
the
it's all
same
the same
thing.
thing.
Once you tap into tapping in, you feel me? Once you tap into the field, you can get whatever you want out of it. And you just have to take your limiters off, meaning your doubt, and just do it. It'll come out dope and something that's never been seen before. That's the thing about it. Like it's a very psychedelic experience. You're creating something that never's been created before, never been seen before, and will never be seen again once it's gone. You know what I'm saying? That is what true art is, and it's been degraded on purpose. And I could use like something as simple as I could use a simple example like hip hop music for one. You could take it something back to the early '90s. Once that shit was created out of the chaos field, you feel me? That shit came out of nowhere, and once this thing was like it started being sharpened and shaped into something. Once that chaos shit got tapped in, it was incredible. Meaning, if you look back, white people just kind of like whoa, that shit's great. Like whoa, like no. And here's another thing: every nigga couldn't rap. Every nigga could not rap. You feel me? There were people who could tap into that field who couldn't, and that has been deliberately degraded because of how powerful it was. Now you can see anybody can rap. Anybody, anybody can rap. Anybody can sing. Anybody can do all this shit that you couldn't even put it this way. The shit was so pure back in the day and has been cut and stomped down on so much that you can make just about any good looking person, as long as they're not a piece of shit, you can make not a complete piece of shit talently, even if they are a piece of shit talent wise, you can still make them famous. Now, if you take it back to like the 80s, 70s and shit, look at all the hits and look at all the people who are making these hits. These were not like the fucking models and shit. You know what I'm saying? These were not like the most. These are like real talented motherfuckers. Like these motherfuckers look like your uncles and shit. Teddy Pendergrass and shit. It's just like some regular nigga who's like at your barbecue or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because it was not based on that. It was based on actually being able to tap into that field. And you can see, and in music, period, not just hip hop, you can see when the music degraded is when the word love was taken out. And I don't know if that's globally, but when the word love was really taken out of music and not like in the forefront of music, that's when the shit started being degraded.
Bro, I could. I mean, that's a whole conversation I can go into. I know we don't have the time for that, but I will say this, right? It takes a certain type of mind, and because you referenced back in the day, right? And I'll make a quick comparison. Back in the day, if you wanted to even step into music, you had to have the mind to want to do it, right? You had to have the thought to, oh, I want to make sounds and write songs and shit like that. You had to save your money, or maybe if you're rich, whatever, get the money, however way you got it. But you had to learn, you had to go to the store, buy the instrument, buy the equipment, which cost mad money back then, learn it, or have a teacher teach you. Then you had to harness that skill through your mind, through your mentor, whatever it is, and then you had to literally take that energy from the other side, put it into your instrument, put it into your art, then make your art, make demo tapes, whatever, go to the label, whatever it is, prove your talent, demonstrate it, perform it, do all this bullshit, and then like it took basically what I'm trying to say is it took mad long to even harness the magical alchemic ability to create music, and then you would be
my childhood, baby.
But
You just described
it's
my
good,
childhood.
but it's
facts.
good. It's good that you said all that because because it all comes together full circle. Think about the intention it takes from every step, the barriers that it was to make music and present it to people back in the days, the cost of the machinery, the cost of learning instruments and different shit, even into hip hop, getting a fucking drum machine or something and you're in the fucking hood. That's just like impossible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The level of intention it had to even get these things in your hand and then move forward with it. All that is vision in mind being held, singular focus, vision in the mind. That's why the magic was so fucking potent. That's why the
Right.
shit that came out at the end was so fucking potent and world changing and too powerful. That shit needed to be controlled and redirected. Because niggas were just doing what niggas do. Niggas are not doing this shit intentionally. But motherfuckers who have studied your system can see what the fuck is going on. And they're like, oh shit, no, can't have that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can't have that shit, but we
That,
can't
that's how
stop
they have to
that.
put a motherfucker. They have to put a motherfucker like Rick Rubin and shit to oversee that shit and control it and then demonize it and weaponize it and shit.
See, exactly. Like, you can't stop it. All you can do is like redirect it. You know what I'm saying? You can try to bend the energy into your favor or whatever, and that goes from all the different levels. That goes from rock and roll and all that shit. That was originally that was nigga music if you were listening to it. Like, why are you listening to that nigga shit? You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly, bro. I was saying exactly, bro. Cause I think about it, bro. When I listen to Phila's music, right? The way, as you said, it was raw talent at back then, right? And then he's like one of the first African and recognized as African artists to like literally go on a world tour all across Europe, all across. I don't think he did land in the Americas, right? But this is later after his prison encounter, which sort of like shifted his paradigm, right? But I'm talking about um like before he went to prison, right? He was, bro, that's where he was so spiritually heightened because he said he used sort of like women around him, right, to sort of enhance his uh his spiritual frequency when he was making his music and making these performances, right? He was heavily into, I wouldn't say a cult because a cult is co-opted into like Masonic stuff, but as an example, he was very heavy into ancient African alchemy and using that because here's the thing, bro. Like whenever I listen to the guy's music, I've noticed this is so weird, bro. I've been listening to this guy's music for like because he has these 30-minute tracks, right? So I'd be listening to like 2 4 tracks, which is like 2 hours, while I'm cleaning or doing some shit, right? Um I'd read a book, watch a YouTube video or some shit, right? And I'd go to sleep, right? Like, and then maybe I'd go lucid or some shit, right? And then I'm in maybe a bar or some crazy shit like that, right? And they're playing sort of the elements of how random. I don't know if you've heard Phil's tracks, but they random and shit, right? They not really composed in terms of yeah, but they random as fuck,
Sounds
right?
like
But
some
I'd hear
prog rock type shit, some progressive. Some progressive type. It sounds like some progressive prog rock type shit. You said 30 minute. I heard you say 30-minute tracks. I'm like, God damn. My fault. My fault.
KB, have you ever listened to Sun Ra?
Sandra, yeah, but that's the thing. Here's the thing, bro. Between Sandra and Fela, bro. Fela was way ahead, bro. This is why he used his name as Fela because he said forever lives Africa, because he said if he hadn't if the accident of birth didn't happen and it happened differently in terms of he was born his soul was born in like a Mayan country or Latin country or America. He says he would have never seen this sort of spectrum or 99% of the unseeable or spiritual, because he said most of 80, I'd say 80% of the songs that he wrote, right, were coming from a spiritual encounter that he had, you know. And that's the thing when I listen to Sandra, you can hear, okay, all right, bro, this guy, he's got raw talent. He's tapped into something, right? But he can't really be durable or sort of sort of, I don't know, coming from a multi perspective about it, because that's what I'm saying. Like that guy's music, bro, was way ahead because I could hear elements of every. Imagine putting elements of every genre into like
That's
one.
Kanye. That's
Yeah,
Kanye right there.
exactly. That's
That
what I'm
nigga be
saying.
doing
Like
the same shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like Kanye, I'd say Kanye, but Kanye didn't take that torch per se, but he took that torch, bro, because that's the only nigga I'd say I'd attribute to Fela, because those are the type of dudes that are coming from a sort of higher astral realm or ethereal realm and giving
Yeah,
us.
I feel like every genre has like those types of people who like do shit like that. My fault, man.
But that's the thing, bro. This guy said when you do music, it's not about being in a genre or anything, or when you do fashion or anything, right? He said it's all about inventing the next chasm or bridge to, because like that guy invented sort of like these sort of sub genres. You wouldn't. I don't think we would have had sort of these sort of sub genres without an artistic mind like that. This is why I'd say Kanye was like, okay, now this music thing, I'm going to be co-opted. Let me go into fashion. And then he found out that, damn, man, him with Virgil and stuff like that, and Virgil and Cuddy gave, Virgil and Cuddy sort of gave him a sort of more, I would say, trippy, psychedelic, more more spiritually intuitive outlook on music when it comes to fashion and linking it to music, right? This is where he went crazy and started giving interviews about what's that disease when you see sounds, synesthesia or some shit. I forgot what it's called, but that's the type of shit that fella was talking about back in like the 70s, bro. And bro, he was talking about how, yo, bro, he's talking about like some crazy philosophical stuff, bro. Talking about how, man, in the future, us, right? It's gonna be way difficult for us. Imagine this guy, of course, like this guys like Stanley Kubrick talking, HAL 9000 and stuff like that, predicting, Hollywood predicting all the artificial intelligence. But he was talking about like really living in that futuristic world and how difficult it was going to be to tap into the sort of frequency that he was on. This is why I madly respect that guy, bro. I madly respect that guy because he he said Africa has sort of all the hidden secrets, you know um and they have to be kept hidden, and that's for a reason, and that reason is spiritual. It can't be understood in some, regular, interpretation. You said even using language to describe it is an understatement, you know. Yeah, but yeah, whatever. Let me let that go.
Yeah, this box, this box on the street. So
Yeah, I really appreciate everyone coming through. We're starting to land the show. You feel me? I said we're gonna end off how we started with box. You know what I'm saying? As above, so the box. You feel
facts.
me?
All goes back to box. You come out one, you want to go back in one. You feel me?
You feel me? It's like the Halo dog. It's fucked up. You feel me? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But for real, now that I see how we can really, there's other people thinking on this level, ready to go to that will join me, ready to go to these depths when it comes to thought, pondering. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely gonna get the channel popping, and we're gonna come with more structured. Cause I'm like, that's really what I'm into. This is just funny. It's more fun to come talk with the homies about like all these ratchet bitches or whatever. But on the other show, it'll be more structured. We'll pop up with a couple topics, and we'll just chop it up, let it go free form. You feel me? But yeah, I'm gonna get that shit set up. But right now, I don't know what these Asian bitches are talking about.
I was just thinking the same thing. Like, what the hell? I like the one on the left though. She has like a cool swag, like just on some like fashion shit.
Oh, what's she pulling up? Okay, little anime bay. Oh, like straight anime.
Right? Misty from Pokemon and shit.
Look
With
at
the
them.
titties.
I'm objectifying the bitch. They went right in on the titties. Like what? What's going on? Let's see. This heavy titty. Shout out to heavy titties, bro. Shout out to heavy titties. You feel me? But we can look real quick. Let's share this screen. Wait, let's share this screen. Yo, Wavy, you see what's going
Yeah.
on here? You see what's going on here, right, Wavy?
Oh, okay. You about to hit the skies.
That's for
You know what I mean?
that's for you. That's for you. That's from New York. That's from New York to down there on the 22nd, dog. Look at that.
Oh shit! I'm on my phone, so the screen's like extra small. So I'm like,
You got the round trip for 327. You feel me?
yeah, I can't even see that shit on my phone. My phone screen's too small. But all right, I mean, shit, that's what's up though. I mean, that's doable as fuck.
You feel me? You got the round trip. It's on it's on Spirit. So you know you can't bring shit with you. You got to pay for everything.
For real?
You got to pay to breathe extra air and all that. You know.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the next agenda that's another conversation. Bro. Yeah, bro, I could definitely do that. Bro, man, hype.
Let's see. Let's see if we can get KB over there.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, let's see. God damn, KB. We can get you over there on the 30th, bro. The 30th. And you bounce back. You bounce back on the 6th. And that's just gonna cost you $1,674, and it's gonna take you 29 hours to get there.
Yo, KB, you got that? You feel me?
It's worth it, dog. I'm gonna be real with it. It's worth it.
I bet. I mean, shit, I couldn't even see that shit. Once you said that shit, I was like, oh, damn, that shit. I mean, I don't. My shit's still in the mail though. I still gotta wait for my passport to come in, bro. I'm fucking.
Like I'm in Miami, so
Yeah, your shit's like a fucking skip across the pond and shit.
I can get there for $253. If I want to do a layover, I can get there for $196. What's that? That's from Miami though. Hold up, let's see Fort Lauderdale. Damn, Fort Lauderdale trying to tax my ass. Hold up. What they talking about here? Okay, I could be out here. Okay, what's today? Wednesday, Thursday. 229. God damn. I don't know. I might have to slide out there though. Hold up.
So what? Are you plan on going like soon or?
I'm down to go many times, yeah. So you know.
Yeah. Sure. Damn, yo, that's what I'm saying. I gotta move to Miami and shit. Like I just be right there and shit. Just like, yo, I feel like hopping on a plane real quick. Come back for lunchtime and shit.
Oh yeah. What the fuck is this? This is July. All right, so we see what it is. We see a wave you can get out there. KB can. I don't know. If like KB over there,
You have to jump in a portal. Nah, no, find a portal. You feel me? Talk to the ancestors. Get them rainbow serpents. You know what I mean? Find that cave. Be like, yo, transfer me to Miami. Pack your bags. Go into the caves. Go in the caves with your bags packed, everything. with your traveling clothes. Like, yo, ancestors, yo, help a nigga out. Yo, transfer me over to Miami, to Colombia, baby. You feel me?
Yo, KB, all you got to do is go into the. Okay, here's how you're gonna do it cheaper. You just got to go into to Egypt, because that's in Africa. You got to sneak into the pyramid in the king's chamber, and then you can teleport and pop out in the Mayan pyramids over here. That's how it works.
Thanks. Yeah, hit them ley lines, bro. Hit them magnetic fields. Be like, yo, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, y'all the jokers, man. Y'all some jokers, man.
I'm not joking.
I'm being serious, nigga.
You said you met a nigga 140 years old that's out here still fucking bitches and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So you can travel through time. I believe it. Okay, you know what? A nigga knows this, so we're gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna get into it now, but I teleported one time. How you like that, motherfucker?
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh motherfucker. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Nigga pull the instant transmission and shit.
What like your original, like now, like with your original consciousness that you have now, that is crazy, bro. That is crazy. I don't want to lie, but I will say this, bro. This is why I'm trying to get that You know with that shit that we were talking about, like the later part of that stream, when we talk about the trading and stuff, right? This is why I'm trying to get that trading, because I'm seeing now that like the job that I'm doing right now, it's sort of restricting me even in the way sort of like I do my shit, so like as you say, bro, you need like multiple sources of income. That's how you know that you are going about it the right way, and you going about it in a wealthy type of mind state, you know. That's what I'm trying to like like that's the thing, bro, with the ITC stuff. There's so much bullshit out there, man. You never really know like if you're doing the right shit or you're not doing the correct shit. This is
I know.
why
See,
I was like,
it seems like some
sorry.
people are doing ICT and like doing their thing. You feel me? So sometimes it's just like having an understanding of the system. But I'm gonna get back into practicing and like not even really practicing because how I want to trade now is mostly I want to study the Fibonacci more and just study more on like naked charts with the just simple markups, support, resistance. Look at the overall sentiment of the market. Just simple things that you can just look at and not try to overcomplicate it. Maybe put in one indicator, maybe because I don't know. When I was doing binary for a little bit, just even fucking around on there just helped me understand. I was fucking with a whole bunch of different indicators and helped me understand how all the patterns are overlaying and how you can really look at things and where things are bouncing and moving around. So, and that's on a super volatile market like binary short times and shit like that. So you can take that same idea to something where those signals have more weight. So you move into the charts on the forex, and you could do like 1 hour, 4 hour, and I'm really like looking for breakouts. I was really when I first started, I should have always stuck with that and never got away from it. But that's how I first started. I do simple shit like mark up pendants and find breakouts, and I was hitting often. You know what I'm saying? Like it was happening a lot.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm down to link up. We can go fuck it. We can make another channel and just go live sometime to fucking go chop it up about forex, mark up charts, see what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you're on a total different
Yeah,
time. You're on a total different time zone over there, man. You're on some different. So what you do? You still, but to get the maximum result, you still want to trade the same market that I'd be trading on. So I don't know what time that would be for you. You know what I'm saying?
but yeah, I mean, yeah, we need to communicate on that. We really do need to communicate on that. But yeah, that's a dope concept. That's a dope idea. I'm down as fuck, bro. Anything that could like sort of give me another alternative source of income and not make me totally rely on what I'm doing now and this whole sort of systematic atmosphere that I'm in, because I feel like I'm kind of constricted and confined, because like I was saying, like I'd have these visitations when like my granddad was still alive and I was young, because when you're young, you don't really have like a social number in terms of an ID and all that crazy stuff, right? And I would just go into different countries and learn about different intriguing shit, but not to go long, but yeah, I'm 100% down, bro. 100% down, bro. I don't want no cap, no cap. I don't even want to lie. This is what I'm saying. Set up the nigga gnosis, channel. They can keep cooking. It is what it is. Infinite possibilities, bro.
Facts,
Expansion.
bro. I thought we was gonna roast fresh and fit for an hour and call it a day, but we went into like some real shit. Like niggas was like really quiet and listening, focused and shit, cooking up ideas and shit. It
Tell you,
was the most serious conversation we ever had.
this is the nigga gnosis primer, like I said, and when we put the nigga gnosis together, it's gonna be. I feel like the nigga gnosis channel was really gonna go up. Like I go too crazy over here on the nigga gnosis channel, and people just like people want to hear these type of ideas, and especially like a KB. You coming off it like you think you sound crazy to motherfuckers. Fuck what motherfuckers think. If a mundane motherfucker thinks I'm crazy, you should think I'm crazy. You're a mundane motherfucker. You should think I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? You were a fucking bottle cap. You know what I'm saying? You're not even a dog. You're a bottle cap, motherfucker. Like until you need to raise up. You need to raise up from a bottle cap to be a dog, so you might one day be a human. You know what I'm saying? Then maybe you could ascend that shit. But like I'm saying, I just say all that to say I'm not concerned what motherfuckers think in the least bit. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're relating to the masses, you're fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
Or you're a sellout.
True, bro. True.
But I know
True.
that ticket's I know that ticket's expensive, but I'm gonna try to get KB inspired. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. but now he don't like Colombians. He said I'm good with my Africans. He said fuck Colombia.
Oh, he don't. Damn. Okay, brother.
No, not in time. This is before. This is way before I seen this shit. You know,
That baddies on every block, everywhere you turn, nigga. Everywhere you turn, you can't not look and see nobody. Like you gotta try hard to just. Nah, I don't see nobody. Oh damn, I just saw. You know what I mean?
yeah, bro. But I would land on this. That type of
Look, bitches
case
so
that I
bad they
see.
gotta dance with each other over there. Bitches so bad they gotta dance with each other, and not like in the American like sad because like they don't got no hands because they too stupid and ignorant and fucking ratchet. But like they just beautiful with them. So. I fuck that, bro. Yeah,
Just be lit. You trying to get the fuck up out of here. What you
yeah,
doing,
bro.
Wavy? You at work and shit?
Yeah, bro. You feel me? The whole time.
Are you
I'm
fucking
on my phone
security or
though.
something? You don't do shit.
Nah, that's what you think. I basically work for a shipping and receiving company for like products and stuff like that. So I do like the orders and shit like that. Print out all the information and shit, give it to the receivers and shit like that. It just appears that I don't do it because I usually mute it when I'm doing something, and all I'm really doing is just typing shit up, printing shit out, making phone calls, making sure uh, shit is correct and shit like that. Yeah, bro. Trust me,
So what time is it in South Africa right now? It's the middle of the day over there. What the hell's going on?
Nah, it's just begun. I'm like 4 hours ahead of you guys, so it's just like it's like nearly like 6, in the morning and shit.
It's only 4 hours. Oh.
That's
Like
crazy.
4 or 5 hours. I think 4 or 5 hours or some shit like that.
Yeah, 'cause I be wondering like, yo, what be going on over there? You just be chilling like that.
Yeah, because I regularly work around about, let's say, 10 to like 5, because I work remotely and shit, right? So, yeah.
That's what's up,
And I'm
bro.
an
Yeah.
insomniac, so, I'll be up all night. But these baddies in Colombia, bro, like, I don't want to lie, bro. I mean, I kind of see the types of asses that I see here, but I kind of like it's I'm gonna sound indoctrinated as fuck and Eurocentric, but I kind of fucking dig you niggas influence me in terms of
Nah,
the
nigga, this is just natural, bro. It's natural, like you, bro. Like,
no. Yeah, I'm saying this is natural. I know, but in terms of the silky dark hair with
oh, I mean,
with that light skin, bro. Damn, bro. Dog, I'm sold. I'm sold, bro. I am sold.
you keep talking to Americans, you're gonna be in South Africa talking all sorts of American swag, you talking that shit. You be like, yo, KB, like, what the fuck happened? What got into you? Nigga? You'll be like, yo, like, I be kicking in the metaverse with these Americans and shit, virtual reality shit. I'm about to book a flight to Colombia and shit. I'm about to transport over there and shit. Come back a whole new man.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I don't really like sourcing on other people like that. Like Disagreeable said, bro, you should really think about what other people are thinking about. So I don't. I'm
Nah,
a
it's not
guy
even
that
about that. It's not even about that.
I'm
They don't
really
see it in you. They don't see it on you. They be like, yo, this nigga is smiling and he's using all sorts of like, yo, where you been? They don't think you look. They don't because you've been chilling in the metaverse for so long, talking to Americans and shit. They don't think you've been to America and shit.
yeah, bro. That's one thing I fucks with is that on Disagreeable one of the things that he put on the list is that in Colombia, the mere fact that I won't even understand these bitches and these bitches won't even understand me, you know, I'm gonna fuck with them. They gonna fuck with me, you know.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Hit him with that. Hit him with that swag. Be like, yo, I'm from South Africa, mommy. Like, what's good with you? Like, you know what I mean? I'm from the motherland. We put something in your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like yesterday, like I reopened the fucking Tinder and I dropped that shit in Medellin. And I was like, what the fuck, man? I was like, yo, I gotta get this forex money. I gotta get out of here, bro. I gotta get a product popping. I gotta get out of here, man. The West is not it. You feel me? Yo,
Bro.
what I said that shit. I said that shit in Medellin. I put the age like as to fucking 18 to 22 only. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yo,
You probably saw some crazy baddies.
God, I'm like, yo, this shit's like unfair down there. This shit is unfair.
And like on some real shit though, like I don't, cause I know we talk about you travel the world and go fuck all these. Like it's not even like to me, like I'm pretty sure y'all like you are on the same page, but like it's not even about like the bitches so much as just getting out of this fucking like this matrix hellhole U.S. shit, bro. Like I don't even care. I mean, the bitches is cool, okay, yeah, that's great, but like to me, it's like, bro, like America is. I'm not even from America, bro. I grew up here all my life, bro, and like when I talk to my foreign family, my foreign friends. Like, even like the nigga KB and shit, like it's like, bro, like people outside of America are just so more like you just get a different vibe. It's like they're not like on some survival. I gotta keep up with the next trend, do all this bullshit type shit. It's just
Yo,
like chill.
even if you're not fucking with bitches when you travel, the fucking weight is off your shoulders. Like when I'm in Costa Rica, like I've been in like Costa Rica, La Fortuna, like or just out there vibing, not even thinking about bitches and shit. And it just feels like the weight's off your shoulder. The shit just feels different. You know what I'm saying? The air feels different. You know what I'm saying? The sky looks different. This shit, you feel like in America, we're living under some weird experiment, satanic oppression. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
just fucking,
chemtrails everywhere and shit, breathing in that bullshit, fucking up your brain and shit.
yo, man, this shit's crazy. And it's crazy to see
Yeah.
this place down here. Like, this is the area I first stayed when I went down there on my first trip, and it's just so different. And it hasn't even been a full year since my first trip yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy how they're just totally different.
Now, is it different for the worse, or is it different for the better, or is it just whatever? It's just an aesthetic.
I would say things tend to degrade. It might look better aesthetically, but the vibe probably was better before this. You know what I'm saying? Because it was concentrated to one spot more, and it was like just sensory overload. I'm telling you, you go in the streets, and it was just like you're in a sea full of like bitches. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Like the smoke is coming out of the clubs. It's like a weird like mystical vibe. It's just weird. It's just weird. And there's this thing in Colombia that I just told my homies about it. Like we experience it at the same time. It happens all the time. Like I don't know what it is by the atmosphere, but I can't explain it. It's like it's raining so tiny, but you don't get wet, but it feels like electricity on your skin. It's like weird as fuck. It's like it feels like little like tiny like shots of electricity all over your skin. It's like mad interesting.
I want to experience that, bro. I want to experience that. That is some dope ass shit, bro. You know, cause it's kind of reminding me. I don't know if you know about this cave diving, spelunking bullshit. You know that these white motherfuckers be on, but I've done that shit in like Africa, you know, and Botswana and shit, you know. And I kind of agree with you, bro. Being into different countries, bro. I mean, that's the thing, bro. Like, I don't even have a nationality. I don't even identify with that shit. You know, it's like I'm loose, bro. It's like I'm this so free spirit per se. You know, it's a weird thing to explain, bro. It's really weird. Look at them fucking bad bitches. Damn, dude. Here's one thing, bro. Like, if I ever land in these Latin American countries, the only time I'll speak English is when I'm speaking to you guys. But if you're randomly walking around some shit like that, I'd be like, I wouldn't be ratchet, but I'd be saying some shit in my language. You know, like
They'll be all good because they don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like,
if we go out there together, just teach us all the fire shit in the African language, we'll be saying wild, crazy shit to each other. Nobody know what the fuck we're talking about.
Facts.
Yeah, yeah. I'll give you words for like cake, pussy, and all that, and all that nice stuff like a tiny thick bitch, a tall thick bitch, all those terminologies. I'll give you that stuff. But that's
Yo,
one
K, you about
thing
to wild out.
nah, not wild out per se, but
You about to wild out.
that's one.
Lose his mind.
I've noticed that with foreign chicks here, bro. With foreign chicks here, bro. When I speak to them, and I speak to them in like one of the African languages, bro, they fucks with me even more, bro. You know, so
Yeah, it's a good
but
feeling to feel like exotic, like you're not like you're because like when you're black or whatever the fuck you are, and you're in an area where everyone else is like that, it's like okay, whatever. Like, but when you're like that alien, it's like you got a different appeal and shit. It's just like you feel like the special one in a sense. Yeah, I got the SWAT out there. What the fuck?
You know, police be on the block with the big machines. It's whatever.
Keeping niggas in check.
Yeah, we're gonna get you out there, KB. You know, it ain't nothing, Doug. We're gonna get it. We're gonna jack this matrix, pimp the fucking matrix for all this money, and all these fucking Japanese candlesticks, and then all you gotta do is go to your witch doctor, and he's gonna get Satan to hook us up, and then we're gonna be.
You feel me?
must do, bro. I'm down. I'm down, bro. I'm down. I'm down.
Bro.
Damn.
Cause like this America shit is not it.
The weirdest thing is seeing like the guys up there who be cuffed up with the ugly bitches. And they're like, you could tell like, damn, that low self esteem goes all the way to you paying a bitch. You won't even pay a cute bitch. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That is crazy,
bro.
That's like on some new old shit.
Yo, it is insane seeing the street like this. All these tables and shit. This is like fucking insane. It was not. This is like the main block right here, and it was not like this, bro. Like the street was not painted. These tables weren't out there. This is mad like this compared to what I went into the first time. This is some Disneyland shit. This everywhere the streets are, these tables were was just mad girls everywhere, and you just be on the block like, and you can go in the clubs too. The clubs are full of girls too. So it was just like sensory overload. It was sensory overload. It was dope.
And you from Miami, so like the fact that you even describe it like that must be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like
no, I see bad bitches all the time, and I fuck with bad bitches over here too. But it's just like it's different. It's just annoying over here. You know what I'm saying?
It's American.
It's just annoying. Like the bitch is American. Like you saw the list. The bitch is she got the nerve to speak English to me in America.
Like what? Yo, you gotta email me that list or some shit. That shit's like that shit is cold, bro.
Yeah, that shit's fun.
I got it saved. I got the list saved. Don't worry. That shit's not going anywhere.
That's fire, man. I'm not gonna look at this shit. Yeah, there was one I was thinking about earlier, like today or the other day, and I was gonna text you about it, but I forgot. I'm fucking trying to remember that shit.
I know there's like 40 something. How much? It's 41 rules.
Yeah, but you should put that bro, because my granddad said that to me, bro. He was like, bro, these hoes, bro. You need to speak to them when they need to speak to you when spoken to, because they hardly even have any original thoughts or original ideas, bro. Women don't even have original ideas like that, you know. But yeah, I thought that was some deep ass shit, bro.
So Wavy, you're like a fake African because you never had no nigga tell you no cold ass shit like that.
Bro, first of all, I'm half African, and like the Africans in my family are like they're not like on some like ancient shit like that. I mean, but they be like they pretty much on the same shit anybody who's not from America will be on. Like any like yo, like you know, you can't be, you know, American women are out their damn minds, so don't let them make you insane type shit. But I mean, I'm not no fake African or like that. I mean, I guess I am. I mean, shit, yeah, I guess I am.
Yeah, you American like us, it's whatever. I know you want to rap like black people. Yo.
Bro, I rap better than black people. What you mean, bro? What?
Yo,
Don't be started.
I forgot Mad Rules.
I know you
on
rap
this.
too. I know you rap too. So like, what's good, nigga?
I forgot. I tap into the quantum field. I don't know about this rap shit. If she traps,
Same shit with me, bro.
If she
My
traps
fault,
and doesn't give you 80%, I forgot that was a red flag. So if she traps and doesn't give you 80%, you can't fuck with her. And also, if she has an OnlyFans and doesn't give you 90% or something, if she has OnlyFans and doesn't give you 90% of the earnings, you can't fuck with her. So now we know the percentages about the job these hoes have. You know what I'm saying?
She black. That's crazy, bro.
You feel me? Number 29 is going to be called a KB in the future. If she's one person, you know what I'm saying? It's a deal breaker. It's a deal breaker.
Now we're not. Now this is gonna differentiate for the folks at home, like because we know bitches they basically schizophrenic. They multiple people in one person. But we're talking about physically one person.
Yes, we're not talking about your personalities and your MK Ultra fucking alters and shit like that. Bitch, I don't care what you, bitch. We're in hell, dog. I can't. The devil. Okay, the devil got you. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
The devil got you.
It is
Bro.
what it is, man.
Yeah, bro. The brain chemistry be making them think they different people and shit. Have you think of the different people and shit?
Oh shit! No. All right, it's 2:30. I ain't doing another 7-hour stream.
Thanks.
About to slide up out of here. Appreciate everybody coming through. We'll do it again, a little more organized next time. But
Thanks.
this was good. This is cool. I'll holla at y'all.
All right, yo, easy, bro. Peace.
Peace. This is disagreeable. I'm disagreeable. We have been disagreeable. Hit all types of buttons when you come here and hit all types of buttons when you leave. Peace.
Good.